Oh boy, does it feel good to be back, y'all. Happy to be here. Let's start the show. I can't hear the music, so I'm just assuming what that was that I just clicked. I'm just assuming what the beat was. I was probably way off, but we are back like we never left. Everything has been taken care of. No big deal. Just something small that had to be taken care of immediately, and so unfortunately we had to cancel the show on Friday. But kind of a blessing in disguise. A little bit of a silver lining in the sense that it was a rough game to watch. But I will tell you guys this. You can't put the tube back in the tooth. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. I don't know if I could watch the Knicks play basketball without y'all anymore. Honestly. I was watching it and I was having fun and I was analyzing it the way you normally do when you watch a basketball game. But without having you guys to bounce thoughts off of, without you guys bringing things up and then me, trying to maybe calm some of you guys down off the ledge, because Lord knows I would have been working overtime. I'm sure AP would have been in the chat talking about how it's over. Knicks are a first-round exit if they even make the playoffs this year. I would have been having to talk people off the ledge all night long. But I will say, I warned you guys. It's going to look rusty. Now, they lost 3 in a row. It was a pretty brutal outing against Chicago. Here are some of the excuses I could give. 3rd game on the road. Early in the season, Roger G. Wall, what's up, my man Roger G. Wall, right? Early in the season, on the road, 3rd game on the road, getting Mitchell Robinson back, Deuce McBride just coming back, still trying to figure out the chemistry, Yabusele, Clarkson still trying to find their way on the team. Is early in the season. I told y'all, give them about a month and a half, give them to the end of November before we really start to make grand generalizations of this team and who they are and what works and what doesn't work and all of the things. Give them a second. Give them a second. And I say all of that to say, let it all out. Let it all out. Because they deserve it. It was a poor performance. The defense was horrendous. You can't be that bad defensively. Mark said AP with the call out. Absolutely. Absolutely. My man AP. You guys know I got love for AP. I got love for anybody who is who's a little bit more negative about this team. But, like I said, you got to keep the faith. That is what being a fan is all about. You got to keep the faith. You got to stay positive. The Knicks are still a championship contending team. They just got to put all the pieces together. They're all there, right? They opened up the puzzle box. They poured it all out on the table. Now we just got to sift through it, organize ourselves, get a bearing for our landscape, and then fill in the center, right? So we know we got Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Karl-Anthony Towns sort of as the core. So those are the edges we could fill into the puzzle. But now we got to start filling in the middle. We got to get Josh Hart right. Got to get Deuce McBride cooking again. Got to get Yabusele and Clarkson integrated much better. Kolek seems like he's a permanent fixture of the rotation for now, I guess. But seems like he's a permanent fixture of the rotation. He'll get some minutes to continue and try to develop. So you got to be able to put the pieces around. And he has. Coach Mike Brown, is going to experiment. So some nights it's going to look ugly, and the other night it looked ugly. And guess what? In the post-game press conference, Mike Brown went to the stand and he said, hey, man, we can't play like that. We can't have nights where we're just terrible defensively. We just got blown by time and time again out on the perimeter. You can't have that. You can't. You want to be a championship contending team, you can't have nights like you just had defensively, right? The defense has to be the base, and then everything else has to work off of the defense. Right? Poor defense is not helping your offense because you're constantly going against the set defense. And poor offense is not helping the Knicks defense because you're constantly running back to get back in transition and constantly being mismatched and against a bigger team like the Chicago Bulls where Giddey is 6'7", and Buzelis is like 6'9", 6'10" at this point. He's still growing. And you got all these tall players. Obviously, Vooch is big. Even they bring Dosunmu off the bench, who's out tonight. He's a big guard. And there's really no place you could hide some of your smaller players on. And so guys like Brunson and McBride struggle defensively. But it wasn't just those guys. Anunoby got beat off the bounce. Mitchell Robinson's first game back. He was switched out onto guards multiple times. Like I said, because you're missing shots offensively, and so you're not matched up properly, trying to run back on transition. And so Mitchell Robinson gets stuck trying to guard a perimeter player. He got blown by a couple of times. Towns is getting blown by. Anunoby, and Bridges was bad defensively. He was good offensively, but he was bad defensively. And so it's an adjustment. Those are the excuses I can give. But at the same time, let it all out. Be upset. They deserve to be criticized. They deserve your wrath tonight for sure. I'm not going to tell you shouldn't. Not going to tell you there's no reason to be concerned, guys. Don't worry about it. There is reason to be concerned, right? What we saw was not a good representation of this Knicks team. What I'm here to tell you is that hopefully, I'm like 90% sure of it, that is an aberration and not the rule. That is the exception to how the Knicks are usually going to play. But obviously, we're going to need the season to continue to fill itself out. So, like I said, let's get to the end of November before we start crashing out completely. But as for now, let's be upset and let's wait for them to see what their response is. As Mike Brown said in the postgame press conference, we hit some adversity early. I'm interested to see how this group responds. I know Jalen Brunson's going to be there. I know our captain's got us. Speaking of our captain, we're going to start off with Jalen Brunson with some updated stats so far in the season. My man, 31.2 points per game, by the way. Phil Shaw, Shot a G, JC Heron, appreciate y'all. Karen, of course, appreciate y'all. Why will the Knicks win tonight? We're gonna break it down, JC. We're gonna break it down. Ultimately, why they're gonna win tonight is because they're gonna play better. Right? That is my simple answer, my simple analysis. The Knicks will play better. They played terribly the other night on Friday. So how are they gonna win it tonight? They're not gonna have that first half, specifically that second quarter that they had the other night. They're not gonna have that tonight. So automatically, it's going to be closer than it was, where they were down by as many as 22 points the other night, right? It's going to be closer than that, I'll tell you that. JC said, do you like/respect the coach? They seem like an unhappy bunch. Now, this is, normally I'd push back on this, JC, but you're not entirely wrong about, they don't look like a very happy bunch right now. I'll tell you this. It's very easy to be happy when you're the spunky team playing above your head, right? When you're the spunky team punching up at the elites of the NBA, it's very easy to be happy and joyful and playing free. You got no expectations on you, like the Chicago Bulls. They got no expectation. They came into the year thinking, or many people came into the year, maybe not them, but many people came into the year thinking, oh, this is a play-in team. They're permanent fixtures of play. Even I was saying that. They're permanent fixtures of the play-in. We're not worried about Chicago. This is a fake start anyway. People are still saying that about Chicago, and so they don't have any expectations. They're still playing without Kobe White. When he gets back, they can be even better. They might make the playoffs. There's a chance they can make that 5 or 6 seed, maybe even a little bit higher, considering the way the East is going so far, where nobody's really pulled away at all. So, with all that being said, the reason why I'm not really going to push back on what you said right there, JC, is, yeah, this team does look like they're feeling the pressure. They have to play well. And the city's not going to let them down. They lost their first game. They started the year 2-0, obviously, and then they lost their first game against Miami, and it was like, everybody was like, whoa, you lost to Miami? How could you lose to Miami? Like, Miami, have you watched the other games Miami has played this year? They're pretty good. Okay. Then they lost their second game to Milwaukee. And it's like, okay, well, look, Giannis went crazy. Sometimes you lose to a superstar playing like a superstar. It is what it is, right? That's the excuse for that game. And then you go against Chicago, and it's an NBA Cup game. And you came out with the level of effort defensively that you came out with. And then you look at the players on the team, and Towns is hanging his head a little bit. Josh Hart's at the end of the bench sulking. For whatever reason, I think Josh Hart's extremely injured right now. I think he's hurt. We'll get to Josh Hart when we get to Josh Hart. I got some thoughts about Big Josh. But DeAndre, right? What's up, DeAndre? Bulls was going to lose by 20 tonight? Hopefully, because we do need a good bounce-back, feel-good game for sure. We are back in the Garden, 3 games on the road. Now we have a 7-game homestand, by the way. So the Knicks need to be able to pull it out. We got a game today, and we got a game tomorrow. Mitchell Robinson will be playing today, so we will go through Mitchell Robinson, of course. DeAndre said, no Io, Kobe, or Zach Collins, absolutely. No Io tonight. Kobe White remains out. He has not played yet. And Zach Collins remains out. He has not played yet as well. Kiana Bryan, what's up, Kiana? Phil, my man Phil. You're not going to get me to say your last name because I know what you're trying to do to me, Phil. Shada G, what's up, Shada G? As a Knicks fan myself, I really love Knicks fans. They have as much faith, more than me. This is garbage for years. Leon Rose has to go now if you can't bring a star to run this team. I don't really understand what you mean by that, Shada. Literally, the best that the Knicks have ever done has been under Leon Rose. Tell me one bad move he's made. Tell me one bad move he's made. Though he had one bad offseason where he signed Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker. And those were two moves where the Knicks were on their way up. They were coming off a season where they were starting Elfrid Payton and Alec Burks and guys like that. And so Fournier and Kemba Walker seemed like upgrades at the time. Obviously, it didn't work out. Those are really the only two moves that Leon Rose has done where you look at it, where you look back and you go, not good, not smart, not forward-thinking moves, right? Outside of that, I mean, the draft picks he's made, the draft night trades that he has made in order to keep financial flexibility, the ability to flip guys who are looking for larger contracts for better players like Randall for Karl-Anthony Towns. And you can feel however you want to feel about Karl-Anthony Towns. You can feel however you want to feel about Julius Randle. The fact of the matter is Karl-Anthony Towns is an overall better player than Julius Randle. Julius Randle's fantastic, and I love Julius, and I miss Julius. But it was time to move on. My man wanted a big old contract. The Knicks don't like to play that game. You either going to get the extension where we know what money you're making so we can plan in the future, or you're going to have to go. Julius Randle tried to play the game with the front office, and they said, thanks for your service, you got to go. So overall, Leon Rose has done a phenomenal job. That is a very, very pessimistic look about where the Knicks have been. I get that they've been bad for a number of years, but still, this is literally the best this team has been since the 90s. In 20 years, this is literally the best situation the Knicks have been in, both financially, both team-wise, both talent-wise, both flexibility-wise, all of it. All of it is trending upwards. Tay Cowboys, what's up, Tay? So, let's get to our pregame. Let's run through it real quickly. I did go through it and upgrade the Knicks' season stats so far. Also added a little bit of context, right? So Jalen Brunson, 31.2 points per game so far. The assist numbers are slightly down at 5.4, where he averaged about 7 per game, a little over 7 per game the other last season. So they're down about 2. I attribute that to the fact that his teammates are shooting like garbage and that the team overall is shooting like garbage. Also, he's a little bit more off ball, so he's doing a lot more catch and shooting than he has been in the past. And so the team assist numbers should be up, but they aren't because nobody's really making shots consistently, right? So I expect that number to slowly rise up. The three-point shooting will slowly rise up as well. The field goal percentage and the free throw percentage are about what you'll see from Jalen Brunson. Lionel Moniz, what's up, Lionel? How are you? I hate to this so early in the season. It's a must-win tonight. I don't know if it's a must-win, but you know what it is? It's a must-win for the fan base. It's not a must-win for the team overall, 82-game season, very long season and whatnot. It's a must-win for the fan base for sure, So we know what Jalen Brunson is capable of, right? Brunson usually starts the year slowly, but he has started to round into form as obviously we're getting a couple more games under our belt. He's almost single-handedly keeping the Knicks' offensive flow. It's like him and Mikal Bridges, really. Even OG Anunoby, who's kind of been up and down, even his scoring's down a little bit. George Jones, what's up, George Jones? Happy to see you, my brother. Let's get on track. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Jalen Brunson is performing to what we expect Jalen Brunson to do, even if the percentages will slowly rise as the season goes up. Mostly the three-point shooting percentage. The field goal percentage is pretty much what we expected. Get over to Karl-Anthony Towns, and boy, oh boy, has it been a not tumultuous start, Karl-Anthony Towns, but pretty rocky so far. The field goal percentage is horrendous. It's going to be over 50 by the end of the year, so he's going to round into form. Three-point shooting down to 30. We know he's a 40% three-point shooter, shot 42% last year. JA3, what's up, Jay? So we know that will improve as well. Like I said, a lot of players on this team here with the Knicks have started off very slowly. He's down to 18 points per game. This will also rise. I do like that he's still rebounding. He is turning the ball over like crazy, 3.2 turnovers per game. A lot of that is with the dumb offensive fouling and whatnot. He is up to a block a game. Obviously, a small sample size, only a couple games in the season, but it's like It's nice to see him a little bit more active defensively. A little bit of context for Anthony Towns. Cat is playing through a quad strain. We talked about this multiple times. That seems to be hampering his lift for both offense and defense. Like everyone on this team, he is not shooting the ball well. Almost everyone. Brunson's not shooting it well from three, but overall is shooting it well. And Bridges is really the only guy who has been consistently shooting it well. Him and Deuce McBride, this is only his 4th game of the year, missing the 2 games in the middle there. Or his 3rd game. No, his 4th game. Excuse me. OG Anunoby down to 16.6 points per game so far early in the season. Obviously, this will rise. I do like that he's rebounding a lot better. 6.4 rebounds. Last year it was only around 4. 6.4 rebounds so far for OG Anunoby. 2 steals, about a block, only 2 turnovers. Shooting it well from three-point range, 39% from 3. Under 50% from the field. I'd like to see that go up. And then sub 70% from the foul line. I'd like to see that go up as well as he gets more opportunities at the foul line. But at the same time, I do need him to stop settling for threes and attack the basket a little bit more. He's too big. He's too strong. He's got too big of a frame. His wingspan is too big to not attack the basket a little bit more frequently than he has. Again, still adjusting to the offense, still finding out what's a good shot, when are we settling, and when do we need to put our head down and attack. Lanamona said, so far the bench is disappointing. Yeah, they've only had maybe 1 or 2 outings where you could look at it and go, hey, there's the bench. But part of it is Josh Hart not playing well, who we'll get to. Part of it is missing Deuce McBride for a little bit there. And then the other part is obviously the Clarkson and Yabusele discussions, which we will get to. OG is playing well and still has some room to improve with overall scoring and free throw shooting, like we talked about. Go over to Mikal Bridges, who's probably been the most consistent player outside of Jalen Brunson. 48% from three-point range. My man is a marksman, a complete polar opposite of how he started last year. Last year, remember, it felt like he could not buy a basket from three-point range. Now, he seems very, very, very comfortable shooting it from the perimeter. 85% from the foul line, over 50% from the field, which is always nice to see. Obviously, the three-point shooting will come down as the season goes on. He's not going to be close to a 50% three-point shooter this season, but I would like to see him have an above 40% three-point shooting season, and getting off to almost 50% from three-point range to start the year is a good place to be to get on track to that. 19 points per game, slightly higher than it was last year. Shouldn't remain about the same, if not get close to 20 this year. Him and OG Anunoby should be averaging someplace between 18 and 20 points per game between the two of them. And Dwayne Wheeler with the subscription. Appreciate you, Dwayne, man. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Thank you for that. Also, improving on his rebounding, 6.2 rebounds per game when he averaged only about 3 last year, so about doubling it. He's been a lot more active on the glass this year, a lot more aggressive, looking for rebounds and grabbing those long rebounds to help his teammates out. So it's very nice to see that. Also, 4.8 assists per game to 0.8 turnovers. He's been a revelation. I just hope everybody else picks it up before he goes into his eventual slump, because everybody goes into an eventual slump at some point. So I hope he continues to play well as other guys continue to play well, and then the Knicks will really hit their ceiling and rattle off 7, 8, 9, 10 wins in a row. We go over to Mitchell Robinson, who is playing tonight. He made his season debut Friday against the same Chicago Bulls and looked, I don't know, kind of up and down, a little rusty, maybe not as in great shape as he was in the preseason. Obviously, didn't play the first 4 games of the year. He is playing tonight, probably won't play tomorrow in the back-to-back against Washington. They should be able to beat Washington without Mitchell Robinson, so not too big of an issue there. He did snag, this is obviously a 1-game sample size, these percentages here. He did snag 11 big old rebounds the other night, which was nice. Also 2 assists from Mitchell Robinson, obviously not known as a passer, but snagging those offensive rebounds and being able to kick it back out to three-point shooters is a huge part of this Knicks offense, has always been a huge part of this Knicks offense, and is the way Mitchell Robinson can be a part of the offense when obviously we know he's a little bit of a limited offensive player. We go over to Josh Hart, my man, Big Josh. Big Josh, my man, I got things to say about you, Big Josh, because I love Josh Hart. You guys know I love Josh Hart, but he clearly is not healthy. 2.8 points per game. You can do better than that. 6 rebounds per game. He averaged 9.6 last year, but he is coming off the bench playing a lot fewer minutes, so I'm not worried about that. We know he's going to be able to rebound. 3.3 assists is 21% from the field, 10% from three-point range. I believe he's 1 for 10. I think that those are his percentages. That's how you get to the 10%. It's been bad. It's been brutal. It's not looked good. He does not look healthy. He's moving slow. He's not explosive. He can't get to the rim. I don't think he's dunked the ball so far this year. He was out with the back injury. We know he's dealing with the finger thing, and I'm sure that knee is still lingering around. I need Josh Hart to do one of two things. You're out on the court. So if you're going to be out on the court, I need you to perform up to your own standard, right? And I know he's frustrated with himself, and I know he's frustrated with his body. I know he's frustrated having to learn a new system when he's coming off a career year last year. Even if it wasn't what was best for the team, he was coming off of a career year last year, averaging almost a double-double with points and rebounding. And now transitioning to an off-the-bench role, playing about half the minutes. He was playing 40 minutes a night for Tibbs. Now he's playing about 20 to 25 minutes a night for Mike Brown. It's a big adjustment. I get that. But my man, if you're not healthy, go get healthy. Go get the finger surgery. It'll give you time to rest your back. It'll give you time to rest the knee. Come back fully healthy, because we don't need you in November. We don't even need you in March. We need you in April, May, and June. We're not winning a championship unless Josh Hart plays like Josh Hart. That's all I got to say about Big Josh. If you're going to be out there, I need you to perform. But I know you're hurting, so go get yourself healthy. Nostalgic Nick, what's up, Nostalgic Nick? We get over to the real sixth man of the team this year, and that's no diss to anybody on this team, but Miles Deuce McBride has stepped up in a way that I've always thought he could. And I feel like he's fully kind of unleashed, even if the field goal percentage is not where you want it to be. The three-point percentage is where you want it to be, about 40% from three-point range so far this year. He's shooting it well, shooting it very well. Steal, 0.3 blocks, only 1 turnover, 11 points per game, 2.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists. Is nice, it's fine. It's exactly what you want to see. He is the go-to point of attack defender on this team. What's my context say right here? Deuce has elevated himself to the sixth-man role so far, right? It's obviously going to come down between him and Josh Hart with Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup. He is the go-to point of attack defender, and his shooting is imperative for the Knicks' spacing principles. The man has a high release point. He has no hesitation. He's got the greenest of green lights. He knows if he catches that ball and he feels like he can knock it down and he's got space, he's going to let that thing fly. He's going to knock down his three-point shots, and that's exactly what you want to see from Deuce McBride, and he has brought it for every game he's played so far this year. Obviously, like everybody against Chicago on Friday night, was not great, but you can say that about almost anybody on the team for that game. Get over to Gershon Yabusele, and the two bench guys here were the two big offseason acquisitions for the Knicks. Gershon Yabusele, and then the next guy will be Jordan Clarkson, who we'll talk about. But Yabusele is obviously disappointed so far in his tenure here with the Knicks, has yet to get to the foul line. 2 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 0.3 assists, sub-half for steals, blocks, and turnovers, 23% from the field, 22% from three-point range. He's only playing a little bit over 10 minutes per game. But this is obviously not what you want to see from big Gershon Yabusele. I've talked up Gershon Yabusele in the preseason, in the build-up to the start of the season. In every game he's played so far, we're going to love Yabusele. He's gonna work his way into the heart of Knicks fans and all of the things. And he's going to be great for us off the bench. And he's super versatile. He's kind of letting us all down. Same with Josh Hart. If you're out there, I need you to perform. Same with Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't care if you're hurt. If you are available to play and you're in the rotation, I need you to perform. And so far, Gershon Yabusele has not performed. Not from three-point range, not from two-point range. Now, there was the whole talk about him possibly being a little overweight and not as well-conditioned and all of the things and whatever. As the season goes on, he will get better. He will get more acclimated to this roster and this rotation. And if not, Leon Rose will not rest on his laurels. He will be on that trade market looking to improve the Yabusele role. And I really like Yabusele. I hope he's a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Struggling to start the year, only playing about 10 minutes a game right now. And he is coming off of a little knee sprain that sidelined him for one game. So, like I said, maybe the knee is bothering him a little bit here. But if you're out there, you have to be able to perform. If not, go get healthy. It's November. Don't play through injuries that could possibly get worse. Bernard Johnson, my man Bernard. What's up, Bernard? Get over to Jordan Clarkson, who, like Yabusele, has been struggling to kind of find his spot on this team. 6.8 points per game, 1.8 rebounds, 1.2 assists. Is not great for a guy of Jordan Clarkson's caliber, who averaged 16 points per game last year, and we know can play better than this. Only 32% from the field. We know he can be at least a little bit more efficient than that, even if he isn't the most efficient player. And 30% from three-point range isn't great at all. Both of these percentages should rise as the season continues to go on and he finds a rhythm and he finds his space on this team. But as of right now, Jordan Clarkson is continuously struggling. Clarkson is trying to find his role and spot on the Knicks. He does some good and seems to be bought in like everyone on the Knicks, struggling with his shot. And we make our way over to the Chicago Bulls, the number one team in the East, the sole proprietor of the undefeated record so far in the Eastern Conference. It's them, it's the Spurs, and it's the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Philadelphia 76ers lost the other night, so they are now out of the undefeated kind of group. And it's all led by Josh Giddey so far, who's averaging damn near a triple-double. He will be on triple-double watch for the remainder of the year. 22 points per game, 8.8 rebounds, 8 assists per game for Josh Giddey. 3.2 turnovers, but he is making a ton of decisions for this team right now. He is shooting a scorching hot 45% from three-point range. That will likely come down. He seems to be a much more improved three-point shooter, but I don't think over 40% is where Josh Giddey is, or maybe he is. We'll have to see how the season continues to go. But Giddey is realizing his full potential and will flirt with a triple-double on a nightly basis. His improved shooting makes it easier for him to get into the paint and probe. So as long as the shooting continues to be there, Josh Giddey will continue to torment teams, but he's going to have to continue to improve that the three-point shooting is real and not just a hot start to the year. Mr. Shiggity, what's up, Mr. Shiggity? Go Bulls, okay. Daniel Berry Sports, what's up, Daniel Berry Sports? We got a Bulls fan. Shout out to you, Mr. Shiggity. Shout out to you. We're looking for a revenge tonight. Kobe White is still not available to play for the Chicago Bulls, unfortunately. Him and Josh Giddey should be a very interesting backcourt with the way those two guys have played. And also, who should be very interesting, not Nikola Vucevic, but the next guy we'll talk about, which is Matas Buzelis. But Vooch has turned back the clock. Vooch has turned back the clock to his prime to start the year. Now, will he be able to keep it up in his year 35 season? He is 35 years old, so will he be able to make it through the marathon that is the regular season? Right now, he's averaging 20 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. Now, the Bulls have obviously changed a little bit how they play as a team with all the ball movement and all the player movement and using him out of the high post, but Vucevic has never really hovered around 40% from three-point range. He's really like a 35, 36% three-point shooter. Shoot 50% from three right now. So, like I said, he started off the year very hot. Will he be able to maintain it? Probably not, especially at his age. He's probably going to slow down, but it's a very, very good hot start for Nikola Vucevic. And it's also buying them time in order to get back a guy like Kobe White to take some of the burden off of him. We get over to the star for the Bulls, the gem of sort of their rebuild, sort of, right? Matas Buzelis, the high lottery pick from last year, is now in his second year, 21 years old, 6'10". The kid is huge, 16 points per game. He has doubled his scoring. Buzelis has taken the next step, doubling his scoring from last season and playing with immense confidence right now. The kid is knocking it down from three, 35%, which is something he struggled with last year, shooting almost 50% from the field and over 80% from the foul line. So all of the percentages are up for Matas Buzelis. 0.8 steals, 1 block a game, only 2 turnovers. Not doing much in terms of the rebounding and assisting, but let's focus one step at a time. The scoring has doubled, and he's giving them exactly what they needed out of the wing spot. And his defense, also not so bad. Hip Hop Beats 718. What's poppin', Hip Hop Beats? Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get the Ayo Dosunmu, who is out tonight, but absolutely dominated the Knicks the other night, putting his head down off the bench and completely outscoring the Knicks bench all by himself. We get over to Isaac Okoro. Isaac Okoro continues to struggle, man. He continues to struggle. He's shooting 32% from the field, 23% from three-point range, only averaging 4.5 points, 2.6 rebounds, 1.4 assists. Okoro's development seems to have stagnated. Low volume, three-point shooter, poor three-point shooter. Average defender, maybe that's being a bit harsh. He's maybe a little bit above average of a defender, but he's a poor ball handler, and he's getting worse at finishing in the paint as the field goal percentage is right now plummeting. This will go up as the season goes on. Obviously, he's not going to go the rest of the year shooting sub 40% from the field, or maybe he is, but I highly doubt it. So that will go up. He'll continue to play better. It is obviously a new team for him, so he's finding his spot and his role on this team, but it has been ugly so far. He is the weakest link of this Bulls team right now. Right now, the only thing keeping him on the court is that he is a slightly above average defender, and they need a good wing defender on this team. You get the Tre Jones, who's their point of attack defender, and Tre Jones seems to have taken a step. I said here, Tre Jones' defense was always ahead of his offense when he was with the Spurs, but his offense is starting to catch up. Is it just a hot streak for Tre Jones and the Chicago Bulls here, or has he finally taken the lead? Obviously, time will tell as the season goes on. We'll be able to really evaluate whether or not that is true. But right now he's shooting an absolutely ridiculous 62.5% from three-point range. Obviously on low volume, but still, he was the kind of guy you would dare to shoot and you would go under every screen. And when you have a guy shooting 62.5% from three-point range, you obviously can't give him any airspace. He is scorching hot right now to start the year. We'll see if that is going to be able to keep up. 11.6 points per game, 6.6 assists per game. So when Coby White comes back and he can go back to a more natural spot of an off-the-bench guard, Chicago seems to be very, very in very, very capable hands at the guard spot between Coby White, Josh Giddey, and Ayo Dosunmu as well. Nick Yak, what's up, Yak? Mr. Shiggity said, Bulls are tough to scout. We have so many players that can go 25 plus. Yeah, for sure. Including this guy right here, Kevin Huerter, who's coming off the bench for the Chicago Bulls. Once was the go-to guy on the wing for Mr. Mike Brown when they were both in Sacramento together. Kevin Huerter, 6'6" out of Maryland, is an absolute sharpshooter. And he's only shooting 33.3% from the field, and he's still averaging 14.2 points per game. So he really exploded on the scene with Sacramento as being able to play off of Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, and he was getting open three after open three in Mike Brown's offense. He was knocking him down, he was playing well, and then slowly but surely the confidence started to wane, the shot started to disappear, and he found himself playing less minutes and eventually became a sub-10-point per game scorer. But he is reinvigorated here in Chicago after being traded here last year, and he is off to a scorching start so far, leveraging his known three-point shooting ability, even though he's not shooting it too well right now, into being able to take guys off the bounce and still being able to get buckets and contribute to his team. Huerter started off playing well for the Bulls, but he can be a very erratic player that can lose confidence in his offense fast. So the Bulls are playing well. He is playing well, so the confidence is sky high right now, and so he's going to be a full handful to handle. Chris Galaxy, what's up, Chris? If the Knicks don't win, how long are we going to give them? They're showing us who they are. It is the 5th game of the season, my brother. Or 6th? The Knicks are what, 3-2? It is the 6th game of the season, my brother. The Knicks last season started the year 6-5. Was that who they were? Or were they 2 games away from making it to an NBA Finals? It's a long year. It is not a marathon. It is not football, where every loss counts, or every loss is imperative. Every loss, quote unquote, shows you who you actually are. This is basketball, and some nights you have it, some nights you don't, and it's frustrating and it's annoying. We could be frustrated and we could be annoyed, but comments like they're showing us who they are, I think are going the extra step. I think that's jumping over the cliff rather than just peering over and being like, okay. Let's continue to watch. Hattie, what's up, Hattie? Chris Galaxy said, same starters as last year besides Josh. Well, then it's not the same starters as last year. Then it's completely different. It's also completely different rotations. It's also a completely different offensive and defense philosophy. Deuce McBride is now the 6th man of the team. Last year's rotations are absolutely completely different to this year's team, my brother. So it's not the same. Not the same at all. Will said, need a good first quarter, not 20 or less points. For sure, Will. They need to get off to a good start. They need to give us reason to compliment them. Like I said, I'm not going to push back too hard on anybody who wants to be super negative about this team, but I will, like always, I will try to be as positive as possible because I am positive about this team. I am high on this team. I do think its finals a bust, but I'm not going to say that they're not a championship contending team because of 5 games into the regular season. Like I said, it's not football. Got a lot of games left to play. Hip Hop Beats said Brunson has to do a better job of getting Towns involved in the game. Sure, I can see that. The Brunson Towns pick and roll and pick and pop should be one of our most unstoppable plays in the league. People have said that, and I just fundamentally disagree. I don't think Brunson's a great pick and roll player in terms of passing and setting up wise. I don't think Towns is a very good screener, and I don't think teams are just going to allow him to pick and pop. I think if he were and I don't think he's a very good roller, right? Like in theory, in 2K, the pick and pop, pick and roll combination between Brunson and Towns should be very dangerous. And I know we can go back to last year, and for a stretch of time, the Brunson and Towns pick and roll was garnering a ton of points per possession, and that's great and all. But as the season went on, it became unusable because teams were either just switching it or daring Brunson to shoot pull-up threes off the dribble. And Towns is not, like I said, not a good roller, and teams were just not going to let him pick and pop. If you listen to J.J. Redick not recently, but did an interview with Tim Legler where he was going over some of his philosophies defensively with the Lakers, and unprovoked, said, some of the things, like, obviously there are things we're not going to allow teams to be able to do. We're not going to allow Karl-Anthony Towns to pick and pop. And it's like, oh, duh, every team is thinking that. And so just spamming Brunson Towns pick and roll, not going to work. Not going to work. Same starting five for both teams tonight. The only couple of guys I want to go through, Patrick Williams is fine, off the bench guy, doing his thing. He's not the star that Bulls fans were hoping he'd develop into, but he's still pretty solid off the bench now. Dave Del Rosario, what's up, Dave? Ricky E245, what's up, Ricky? The Knicks will be fine. It's a long season. We're not going to be 82-0. Yes, sir, Ricky. Love the positivity, my brother. Zach Collins is not playing tonight, so that's going to wrap it up. Oof, just in time for tip-off. Like I said, Patrick Williams is fine. He's coming off the bench. He's solid. It's nice that they don't have to rely on him to develop the way they previously did. And get this Bulls point out of here. We're not giving the Bulls a point. There we go. Let's start us off on even footing. 0-0. Throw 12 minutes on the clock, and let's get it started. Rudy Riazzi, what's up, Rudy? Living legend Chevy. Appreciate you, Rudy. Appreciate you, my man. Angela Harding, what's up, Angela? Kinahara, what's up, Kinahara? Brunson and Towns on the court together, and the team literally is one of the worst teams in the league defensively last year during the playoffs. During the playoffs, yes, with the very old Tom Thibodeau, who played a very simple style of drop defense, and it wasn't good. The Knicks win the tip, and we're off and running, y'all. Let's start it. Brunson up top to Towns. Towns gets it down low to Anunoby, being guarded by Trey Jones. He's going to bully ball his way to the paint, goes up and gets the easy layup, and sometimes it's that easy. Sometimes it's that easy. Sometimes you have to say, forget all the ball movement. Get the ball to the big 6'8" wing who's got the guard on him. Josh Giddey has it up top to Okoro. Gets it over to Jones. Brunson under the ring. Nope, they call an offensive foul on Okoro, who runs into Brunson. Obviously, Brunson sells it extremely well. Ball going back to the Knicks. That's a good start. 2-0. Knicks get the ball back here. Brunson with a little limp to him. Looks like maybe he bumped knees with Isaac Okoro there. He's stretching it out, and he seems fine. Telling Bridges, go ahead, you run the offense for here. Bridges has it up top, gets it over to Towns. Towns out by the three-point line. They're using Towns a lot more out of the hub, out of the top. They used to use him out of the wings to start the season. Bridges now attacking, kicks it out to Anunoby, up top to Brunson. Jab step, driving to his right now, down the lane, throws up a high floater, can't get it to go. Robinson with the tip, can't get it to go in. And here come the Bulls pushing it the other way. Giddey, cross court, Buzelis, left corner, 3 over Anunoby, comes up short. Towns good box out on rebound. Bringing it down the other way. Brunson up top, hit ahead to Anunoby. Anunoby with Buzelis. Back treading. Bully balls away to the rim. Can't get the layup to go. Vucevic does a good job knocking the rebound away from Robinson. And now here comes Buzelis bringing it down the other way. Driving it down. A lot of contact. Floater. Comes up short. Battle for the rebound and knocked out of bounds by Buzelis. Okay, I thought that was going to be out of bounds off of the Knicks. But the ball will go back to the Knicks out of bounds off of Buzelis. Kenny McLeod. What's up, Kenny? Brunson bringing it down. Being guarded by Giddey on a switch. They get it over to Towns, being guarded by Okoro. Over the top pass to Anunoby. They're going to run the same thing. Kicks it out. Bridges, wide open left wing 3. Way short on that one. Can't get it to go. Here comes Giddey bringing it down the other way. Good pass. Good shot. Don't mind it. Giddey up top, coming to his left off the Vooch screen. Driving it down. Hesitates. In the lane. Driving it down. Vooch hits the floor, so Robinson's got the ability to roam. Now they get it over to Vooch, who gets up. Anunoby comes over, takes it right out of his hands. Candy from a baby. Euro steps down the lane, puts up the floater, can't get it to go. Good defense from Buzelis there. Anunoby with a wild shot. No foul call. Giddey the other way. Pull up 3, gets it to go. And the Knicks could not take advantage of a couple of good defensive stops there. And now the Bulls have a 1-point lead. Doug Fresh, what's up, Doug? Appreciate you, my brother. Brunson operating one-on-one, has it in the paint now. He's got nowhere to go, so he kicks it out to Bridges, out up top. Bridges being guarded by Buzelis, one-on-one, crosses over, stops, turns, spins, little fall away in the paint. Can't get it to go, but that's because he drew the foul on Buzelis, got his hand caught in the cookie jar, and Bridges will go to the foul line for 2 free throws here. Mr. Shiggity said, oof, this game is sloppy to open. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. For both sides. That giddy pull-up three, man. Hip Hop said, the thing I like about Mike Brown is he's going to play the bench more than Tibbs did, so the team should have fresh legs for the playoffs. Absolutely, Hip Hop. Absolutely. Great point. Great point. Even though the bench is struggling, he's still finding ways to get guys in and out of the game. So Bridges at the foul line. He knocks down the first one. Thank you for knocking down your free throws, Mikhail. Also, I should swap the scoreboard because the Knicks are at home. Buzelis has it in the left corner, being guarded by Bridges. In the Vooch in the high post. Being guarded by Robinson. Robinson's digging down defensively. Backing him down. Ball away along the baseline. Can't get it to go. Brunson skies for the rebound. Good rebound from Brunson. The Knicks are at home versus the Bulls. Brunson, a pull-up three straight away. Knock me down, Jalen Brunson. Yes, sir. Exactly what you want to see there. Knicks versus the Bulls. I got y'all right here. Boom, there we go. We're nice and flipped. We're off and ready. Knicks got the three. And there we go. Buzelis, left wing, driving it down to his right. Nice feed down low to Vucevic, who caught it with the one hand. Gets fouled by Bridges. Good foul from Bridges. It's going to send Vucevic to the foul line for 2 free throws. We're just under 9 minutes to go here. Foompe, what's up, Foompe? Commentary's great. Reminds me of Joakim, no free throws. Come on, brother. You know what I said? With guys like Vooch and Buzelis, we simply have to be able to score. Chicago has a good record, but they are not a good defensive team. Sometimes it's not about good individual defense, it's about good team defense. And they have a pretty good team defensive identity right now. Like I said, it's early in the year. Galaxy 4270, appreciate you, Galaxy, man. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Thank you for the subscription, my man. Vooch at the foul line, knocks down both free throws. But Buzelis is a solid defender, even if he's only a second-year guy. Buzelis is solid. Vooch, not so much, but he's got pretty good positioning. Brunson, a pull-up three. Knock me down, JB. Yes, sir. Lead the way, Captain. Lead the way. The fan base needs some positivity, and you know the captain's here to deliver. Giddey has it up top, being guarded by Anunoby. Driving to his left, kicks it out. Okoro, they're going to dare him to shoot all night long, and he makes them pay that time with the left corner three. But you're obviously just going to dare him to shoot. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. Process over results. You're not going to lose to Isaac Okoro hitting 7 threes tonight. I'll live with Okoro corner threes. Hip Hop Beats with a subscription. Appreciate you, Hip Hop, man. Thank you. The Knicks lose the handle on the ball. Anunoby has to go in the backcourt to recover it. Coming down now. Coming to his left off a Robinson screen. Attacking Vooch off the bounce. And Anunoby throws it away. A couple times Anunoby's gone to the basket and has not performed well. Bridges strips Buzelis. Bridges strips Buzelis on the fast break as the Bulls ran down the other way. And, it was a good defensive play. And immediately there were 2 other Bulls there down that end of the court. They were able to recover the loose ball. I believe it was Okoro. Recovered the loose ball and lays it up and in. And Bridges turns around and screams at his teammates, "Get back on defense." All y'all just standing there. Brunson and Bridges were the only 2 back on defense. And Bridges yelling at both Anunoby and Towns, who are just standing on the other side of the court, just kind of walking over there. Just kind of walking there, like, let's see how that plays out. There's 3 Bulls there to 2 Knicks. Somebody's got to get down there. Mark said lazy-ass play. For sure. Absolutely. B-Solo NJ. What's up, B-Solo? Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. Pacers Nation, my man is back. Appreciate you, Pacers Nation. How's it going? It's going all right. It's going all right. Karen reminding people to hit the like button. Appreciate you, Karen, of course. Always helping out in the chat, reminding people to hit the like button. If you're enjoying the show so far, please go ahead and leave a like. It is by far more than anything else you can do the best way to support the channel. Will said body language right now is bad. Bridges trying to be a leader out there. Brunson's doing his thing. Anunoby, a little reckless so far. Keenan G, what's up, Keenan? Good to see you back. Let's go, Knicks. Yes, sir. Keenan, yes, sir. Appreciate you. Hattie with a very generous super chat. Appreciate you, Hattie. You know you don't have to do that, but I very much appreciate your generosity, my man. Thank you. Mr. Shiggity said, Bulls can run high-ranked and fast break. Yes, they are a young, energetic team with Buzelis, with Giddey, with Trey Jones. When Dasun moves out there, he can run. When Kobe White's eventually out there, he can run. They are a young, explosive team, for sure. So the Knicks have to be prepared for that, and it seemed like Brunson and Bridges were, but Anunoby, Towns, I'm not expecting too much of Robinson to be able to hustle back on defense and grab that, but the other 2 guys have to be able to. And again, if you're out there If you're out there, Shake Luga, what's up, Shake? If you're out there and you're dealing with a quad strain, then you have to go sit. Because I need you to be able to help the team when you're out there. And plays like that, where you haven't helped the team and you don't get back to snag that rebound or at least help contest or at least be there to help the extra hustle effort that Mikal Bridges showed there to strip Buzelis and save the easy layup, to just hand them the easy layup with a Coro there who out-hustled you back down the other end of the court is not great. B Solo with a subscription. I appreciate you, B Solo, man. Thank you. Blind Tay. What's up, Blind? See, I remember it was Tay, not Trey. What's up, Blind Tay? My Midwest brothers. Okay, I see you, Blind. I see you, Blind. Robin Scholl. What's up, Robin? You know, I said Giddey has turned out to be a great trade for OKC, which is unusual. A bad trade for OKC, which is unusual. It can't be a bad trade. You know, it can't be a bad trade. It led to them winning the championship. How is that a bad trade? They would make that trade 11 times out of 10. They would make that trade 15 times out of 5. They would make that trade with zero hesitation, knowing Josh Giddey becomes an MVP caliber player. You take the championship with the trade, 10 times out of 10. Towns has it on the left wing. We're back into it. Towns picks up his handle, gets it over to Josh Hart, who has subbed in for Robinson, hands it off to Anunoby. Anunoby over to Towns. Towns left wing 3. Knock me down, Karl Anthony Towns. Yes, sir. Okay. 7:30 to go here. Okoro gets it over to Vucevic, hands it off to Giddey. Giddey pump fakes, driving to his right, throws up the floater over Anunoby. Can't get it to go. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Brunson. Brunson pushing the other way. I'm not in love with Josh Hart being the first sub off the bench, but let's see how he plays. Brunson to pull up 3, can't get it to go. Don't love that shot. You guys know I'm not a fan of the no-pass shots. Giddey bringing it down up top to Vooch, sprays it over to Buzelis. Buzelis on the left wing, gets it over to Vooch. Vooch in the high post, out by the three-point line, picks up his handle, kicks it over to Buzelis. Pump fakes, coming to his right off the screen. Hesitation move, Euro steps past Towns, throws up the floater, can't get it to go. Buzelis knocks the rebound all the way out to Vucevic for a wide open left wing 3, and of course he knocks it down because he is in fuego to start the year. Tied at 13 here, under 7 minutes to go. Brunson bringing it down right side of the court. Up top to Towns. Towns faces up against Vooch, putting his head down. Euro stepping down the lane, kicks it out to Anunoby. Beautiful kick out, wide open 3. OG can't get it to stay, in and out. Fight for the rebound. Josh Hart saves it over to Bridges. There you go, Big Josh. That's what we need to see from you. To get over to Towns for a deep 3. Don't love that shot, but he knocks it down. Had a feeling. My man is in the rhythm here tonight. Yes, sir, Towns. Yes, sir. 16-13. Way to light it up. Up top to Vucevic. They get it over to Giddey. Giddey being guarded by Anunoby, coming to his right off a Vucevic screen. Driving it down in the lane. Surrounded by Knicks defenders. Gets knocked out of bounds by Bridges. Good hands from Bridges. And it will remain Chicago ball here. You know, I said Hart should be on the injured reserve for another week. My man should just go get that finger surgery, and if he's out for 3 months, then be out for 3 months, my man. We need you for the playoffs. We don't need you for November basketball. We're going to be all right. We'll hold it down without you. We'll hold it down. We got Mo Diawara in the back. Bring out Mo Diawara. Let Josh Hart heal up and get healthy. I need my man to be healthy. Shamit subs into the game here. They get it out to Herter. Herter, catch and shoot 3 off the inbound screen. Knocks it down. Come on, man. He comes to the game, you got to know they're going to look to go to him right away. Bridges bringing it down. Knicks out there with Brunson, Hart, Bridges, Towns, and Shamit. He's in for Anunoby. Josh Hart on the right wing, up top to Bridges, being guarded by Pat Williams, who subbed in. Towns tries to throw it over the top to Brunson. Brunson not looking for it, and he turns it over. It's bad communication between Brunson and Hart. Pull up 3 for Red Velvet for Kevin Herter. Can't get it to go. Long rebound out to Brunson. He's going to attack, drive it down in the lane, scoop play with the right hand. Got it to go for JB, because of course. Good attack from Brunson there. Giddey quickly pushing it the other way. Shaman's going to pick him up, crossing over, picks up his handle, hits Herter, cutting back door on Brunson, and he lays it up and in. Come on, JB, you got to step up in there. You could be a dynamo offensively, but if you can't guard Kevin Herter off of cuts, it's not good. It's all going to go down the drain. Brunson has it on the right wing, up top to Towns. Towns fakes the handoff. Sprays it over to Josh Hart. Extra pass to Bridges. Bridges on the left wing. Back up top to Hart. Hart being guarded by Okoro. He's giving him space. He's going to use it. Kicks it out to Brunson. And Pat Williams steals the ball. Bad drive, bad pass from Josh Hart there. Giddey's driving it down against Bridges. Euro steps down the lane, leaves it off for Okoro. He's in the paint. Kicks it out to nobody's. Brunson comes up with a steal. Blows right past Vooch. He's got one man to beat and Herter. Bully balls his way past him. Lays it up. Can't get it to go. Nope. It is a goaltend on Pat Williams. 2 points for Jalen Brunson. And it's been a whole lot of Brunson and not a whole lot of anybody else. Towns has hit the 2 threes, but other than that, been pretty much Brunson or bust. Kate Hazy said Brunson is the fastest on the team. I think Josh Hart's pretty fast. He's dealing with a bad knee, bad back. I think Bridges is pretty fast, but he's low key pretty. A pull up three from Giddey off the screen, can't get it to go. Towns with a nice rebound. Bridges was also there. Brunson bringing it down now. He has it on the left wing. Brunson being guarded by Herter, coming to his right, over to Bridges. Bridges driving it down over to Josh Hart, left wing three. He's gonna pump fake it, fly in the paint, throws up the floater. Got it to go down, big Josh. That's what we need from Josh Hart. Josh Hart masterclass incoming. He hears the chatters. He hears all the talk. He knows he expects more from himself. I'm expecting a big game from big Josh. Okoro down the lane, throws up the floater over Shaman. Good defense, but good shot from Okoro there. I was talking smack on Okoro before the game about how much he struggled so far, but that's a good move right there from Isaac Okoro. Brunson has it up top, being guarded by Okoro. Coming to his left off the Town screen. Brunson, behind the back pass to Towns. Towns up top. Swings through to his left, drives down past Vucevic, out of bounds, off of Vucevic. Towns obviously talking to the ref, looking for a foul call. He's not going to get it. They're allowing him to play physically so far here tonight. I like it. Yabusele's coming in for Karl-Anthony Towns, I assume. Coming in for Towns. Interesting that Mike Brown is essentially using Yabusele as kind of the permanent small ball five. I would have thought you would have seen him alongside of Karl-Anthony Towns and alongside of Mitchell Robinson to continue to help spread the court. Don't love him as a small ball five, but we'll see how it plays out as the season goes on. Yabusele gets it over to Shamet. Shamet up top. Maybe just an experimentation from Mike Brown. Over to Shamet. Blows past the defense in the lane. High floater. Can't get it to go. Rebound gets knocked out the Bridges, though. Bad job, I believe, from Jalen Smith there. Brunson down the lane. Gets fouled and passes it at the last second instead of throwing it up at the rim, and he's upset at himself. But it will be side out of bounds for the Knicks, and they will get a fresh 14 on their shot clock. B Solo said OG getting more touches and score less. I don't get it. I don't know if he's getting more touches, but the shooting has not been there for OG. Like the efficiency. Part of the reason why the scoring is down. Efficiency's got to go up. Champ, what's up, Champ? Bulls home court. No, this is in Madison Square Garden. They throw it into Shamet, and Shamet, instead of coming down with it and laying it up and in, he tried to do the alley-oop layup thing. Bad decision from Shamet. A pull-up three from Pat Williams. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart with the rebound. He'll bring it down now. Julian Phillips is in the game for the Bulls. 3:30 to go here in the first. Josh Hart on the right wing. Coming to his left off the Yabu screen. Picks up his handle. Pass fake. Pass fake. He's got nowhere to go. Josh Hart still has nowhere to go. Gets it out to Shamet. Shamet up top. Looking for a screen from Yabu. Shamet, Yabu pick and roll here. Don't love it. Step back over to Hart. Hart blown past the defense. Spins. Foul line fall away jumper. Comes up short at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. Bad offense there from the Knicks on that possession. Trey Jones bringing it down, pushing the pace. Up top, Jalen Smith, a pull-up three in transition straight away. Can't get it to go. Brunson with the rebound. He's bringing it down the other way. Brunson up top. Quick crossover to his right, rejecting the Yabu screen. Down the lane, off glass. Can't get it to go. A lot of forcing from the Knicks. Again, another no-pass possession there for Brunson. Trey Jones bringing it down. Cross-court pass. Julian Phillips, right corner three. He's looking ugly. Way off. Way too strong. Can't get it to go. Shaman with the rebound. Shovels it over to Brunson. Brunson bringing it down. Putting his head down. Attacking all the way to the rim with a lefty layup. Blowing right past Trey Jones. And like I said previously, the offense is kind of Jalen Brunson or bust right now. And that's not exactly what you want to see. Kinahara said, what happened to your stream the other day? Some family business came up at the last second there that I couldn't ignore, and I had to go deal with it. And I didn't think it was going to be a good idea to, while the game is already going on, to come back and restart the stream. Because I didn't want to leave you guys sitting here for 20 minutes just staring at a blank screen. So I was like, okay, let me end the stream, go take care of some family business, and then we'll be back on Sunday. You know, I tell you guys all the time, family first. Sometimes people come into the chat and they're like, hey, man, sorry I missed the other game. I had this to do. I was out with my kids, or I had to take care of my grandparents, or whatever. I tell you guys all the time, don't worry about that. Go family first. Go take care of family. We always going to be here. The next Knicks game is always going to come. We all right. So, had to go take care of some family thing, unfortunately. But we are back like we never left. We will be back tomorrow. We will be back on Tuesday. We will be back on Wednesday. Just a little blump. Little blip in the schedule. It is what it is. Sometimes some things pop up that you can't ignore, that you can't control. I will say though, Kinahara, you know, obviously I did my best to watch and keep up with the game on Friday, but it was not the same with watching it without you guys. I will say that. I will say that. Jay said, looks like this is going to be a barn burner tonight. Usually is with Chicago the way they're playing this year. Although 24-20 with 2:40 to go is not, not the craziest pace so far, right? I think for right now they're doing a pretty good job. King Free 55, appreciate you, King Free. Hope you're having a good time tonight, man. Thank you for the subscription. Hip Hop Beat said, I don't like this lineup. I'm not a big fan of this lineup either, Hip Hop. Not a big fan of this lineup. But, for the longest time, we were asking Tom Thibodeau, just experiment with the roster. Try different lineups. That's what the regular season is for. And so, I think that's what Mike Brown is doing right now. I think he's trying to have a stretch of games here where he evaluates what Guerschon Yabusele at the 5 looks like. What does it look like, right? What does it look like against different teams, against different lineups, against different configurations? I'm not a fan of him as kind of the permanent backup 5, but let's see how it works out. Okay, Hayes said Brunson can't navigate screens at all. The amount of times you catch him in the corner running into someone is ridiculous. He really needs to work on that. Yeah, I think it's a couple of things on that, K-Hazy. I think, number one, he's always trying to draw a foul on those screens, on those off-ball screens. And number two, yeah, he's bad at navigating them. Yeah, he is bad at navigating them. But I think the main thing is he's always trying to draw those offensive fouls. Right? And so sometimes he can purposely run to them at an awkward angle to maybe get tripped up or maybe catch them moving a little bit. So here we go. Kevin Huerter bringing it down. We're back into it. Huerter has it up top being guarded by Shamit. McBride is checked into the game for Josh Hart here. Trey Jones up top gets it over to Huerter. Huerter, a pull-up 3 over Shamit off the screen. Can't get it to go. Good trail defense there from Shamit to at least get a decent contest on it. Yabusele with the rebound. Brunson up top. Coming to his left off the Yabusele screen. Down the lane. Kicks it out. McBride wide open right corner 3. Line me up. Deuce McBride. Can't get it to go. Good rebound from Jalen Smith. And now here comes Trey Jones quickly pushing it the other way. Jones has it up top. Anunoby's also back in. Trey Jones up top to Brunson. Brunson being guarded by... Trey Jones up top to Pat Williams being guarded by Brunson. And Trey Jones driving it past McBride and gets fouled by Yabusele in a reach-in. Trey Jones takes an awkward fall, rubbing the knee. Big Mitch subbing in. Big Mitch subbing in for Yabusele. He just came in. Mike Brown wanting to talk to him about something. It's something Mike Brown does. That's a really quick stint for Guerschon Yabusele, but Mike Brown saw something that he wasn't doing that he wants him to do, subbed him out, and talking to him on the sideline before he goes to the bench is something that you didn't really see Tom Thibodeau do too much. Not really part of the way he coaches. Not a good thing or a bad thing, just different. Trey Jones up top, losing the handle, picks it up. Good defense from Shamit. Kicks it out to Julian Phillips, driving it down to his left. Shamit picks it up, stops, turns, spins, kicks it out at the buzzer. Comes up short for Pat Williams out of the left corner. Good contest from Anunoby. Good team defense from the Knicks. Brunson bringing it down. Brunson in and out dribble, blown past Huerter down the lane. High floater off glass, can't get it to go. Robinson with the tip, can't get it to go. Grabs his own missed tip. Kicks out to Shamit. An open 3, line me up. Landry Shamit knocks it down. And that's an assist from Mitch Robinson that you'll want to see him continue to do this season with all the shooters around him. Trey Jones dancing around the screen, picks up his handle, kicks it out to Huerter. Huerter coming to his left off the Jalen Smith screen. He has it up top, driving it down. Foul line floater, can't get it to go. Robinson, good box out and a rebound. Quick outlet to Brunson. We're pushing it the other way. Bulls doing a good job getting back on defense to kick it out to Anunoby. Extra pass to McBride. McBride blows past Huerter and draws the foul. Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter claps at the ref. Hold on, ref. Hit him with the T. Don't let him clap at you like that. MBM, what's up, MBM? Melissa Lester, what's up, Melissa? Hip Hop said this lineup is better. I agree with you, Hip Hop. I agree with you. We right here tonight, Hip Hop. We right here tonight for sure. Yeah, Anunoby, Robinson, Brunson, Shamit, and McBride is a much better synergistic lineup right now. I don't like not having Towns or Robinson out there at center. Now, maybe it's a minutes restriction, load management thing with Mitchell Robinson to not play him a ton of minutes right now, but Kevin Huerter gets called with another foul, blowing up Brunson trying to set a screen on him. Angel A1 Jerome, man. What's up, Angel? Three fouls so far for Kevin Huerter in 7 minutes here. B Solo said, I understand we wanted more bench, but I think Brown makes too many substitutions. I think he's trying to find what works, B Solo. I think he's experimenting. I don't think this is... I think he would agree with you. But I think he's trying to... He's using a lot of different lineup configurations, seeing who plays well together, seeing what lineups work, seeing like, okay, do I need Mitchell Robinson out there? Is Yabusele a viable backup 5? Can he be a backup 5 against, bigger guys? Can he guard Vucevic? Stuff like that. I think it's a lot of experimenting right now, and it's not obviously great for winning, going 82-0 in the regular season, but and I'm not doing a good job in keeping up with my score. My apologies. It's 29-20. Jeez, what am I doing? I missed the shame at 3, and then the Brunson 2 free throws there. Robinson comes up with a block on Trey Jones, but Jalen Smith sneaks in and grabs the offensive rebound and lays it up and in. Knicks need to do a better job of getting down low and helping Robinson under the boards. Brunson a pull-up 3, dancing around the Mitchell Robinson screen, and JB's got it cooking tonight. Oh my goodness. How many points does he have so far? He's got 17 points in the first quarter. Line me up, Jalen Brunson. It's one of those nights. Trey Jones on the left wing coming to his right. Brunson staying in front of him. He's putting his head down, attacking. Mitchell Robinson with another block. Patrick Williams can't get the tip dunk to go. McBride picks it up. He's off and running. He has it up top. Now he's going to slow it down. Smart move. McBride pulls it all the way back out. 25 seconds on the game clock. Never restarted my timer. My apologies. McBride up top, dancing with it. Coming to his left. Kicks it over to Brunson. Brunson, pump fake, driving to his left. Stops, turn, spin, half spin, baseline fall-away jumper. Can't get that one to go. Not a good shot there from JB. A little bit of a heat check. It's fine. Buzelis putting his head down, attacking Anunoby. Euro steps down the lane. Layup, gets the layup to go. He's looking for a ref for a foul call. A lot of contact. No foul called there. And it's an 8-point game. More than enough time for Brunson to drive down, and he draws a foul on Trey Jones. Brunson drawing foul after foul after foul here. And they're in the bonus, so 2 more free throws for Brunson. He's going to get up to 19 points here. Knock down your free throws, JB. Madrasi Travel Channel. What's up, Madrasi? Chi-Chi, I saw you earlier, and I didn't shout out your name. My man, Chi-Chi. Appreciate you. B-Solo said, I definitely subscribed because I used to be another team chats, but they gang up on me. Shout out to you, B-Solo. Even when I get people from other fan bases in here, I like talking to them because, obviously, I don't get to watch Chicago on a nightly basis the way they do. So I need their perspective. Brunson at the foul line, knocks down the first one. Thank you for hitting your free throws, JB. Get this back to a 10-point lead, my man. Hip-hop beats, Brunson burner, yes, sir. Gigi said, I'm not trying to be negative, but there's something about this team that doesn't convince me to believe they can win a championship. I mean, you could feel that way for sure, Chi-Chi. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. I see where you're coming from. I don't agree personally, but that's not an outlandish thing to say. Brunson rattles in both free throws. 10-point lead. Buzelis going to launch the half-court heave. Can't get it to go. Good job getting the shot off. It was decently close to the backboard. And that's going to end our first quarter. Brunson erupted for 19 first-quarter points. And like I said to start the show in the pregame, the captain is not going to let us down, y'all. The captain, he hears the chatter. He knows what the vibes are right now. 3 losses in a row, and JB said, all right, let me make sure we get the victory tonight. If I got to go off for 50, I'll go off for 50. Mark said, way too early for that sentiment? Yeah. I think so, but I don't think it's a crazy thing to feel. I mean, they switched coaches in a year that you're looking to compete, and that's always a huge risk. How many times has, a first-year head coach made it all the way to the finals, let alone win the championship? It's only a handful of guys. And usually those guys are taking over teams with, one of, if not the best player in the league, right? We're looking at the guys I remember. Ty Lue did it when he took over for David Blatt, but he had LeBron. He had LeBron and Kyrie, and that Cleveland team that went all the way, obviously. It's Steve. Did Steve Kerr do it? I think Steve Kerr did it. No. It's mostly recent guys. So MBM said decent quarter. Come on, MBM, decent quarter. 34-24 after 1. That's pretty good. I can get that ring out of there. There we go. Justice's dad. What's up, Justice's dad? Down 10 is better than I figured. But they're up 10. Are you a Bulls fan now, Justin? They're up 10. Keenar said that would be a lack of defense. A team always needs to be at least top 5 on defense to win the chip. you know, we'll see. We'll see. Before that Chicago game the other night, I believe they were like sixth in defensive rating. It's too early to tell what the defense is going to be like. I think overall, I like the defense. I think the defense has been pretty good to start the year, outside of that one Chicago game. They played the team that has the best offense in the league right now is Miami. They held Miami to 115. They're averaging like 135 right now. They held them 20 points under their average so far. So, defense is not the biggest issue right now. It was the issue Friday night against the Bulls, but it's not the biggest issue so far. The defense is actually ahead of the offense to start the year, in my opinion. Jay Hayes says, the past few games, Brunson tried to distribute more, and it didn't work out for them. He doesn't have the vision to play like Kolek, just needs to play his game. I think he's just making the right reads. Sometimes the reads are there and your teammates miss. Sometimes, you just got to be a superstar and say, give me the ball, I'm just going to score, whatever the read is. You got to play the right way, even if it doesn't always work out the way he needs to. Clarkson fouls Giddey as he's going to the rim. We're back into it here, start of the second quarter. MBM said, feel better when we keep under 20 a quarter. That's very difficult in modern basketball. You're not going to see a ton of that. You're not going to see a ton of that at all. Javon Carter is in the game, along with Giddey, Pat Williams, Buzelis, and Jalen Smith. Anunoby fouls Pat Williams on the nice feed from Giddey. So Pat Williams will go to the foul line for 2 free throws here. I think that's too high bar to set, MBM. Not for modern basketball. Pat Williams knocks down the first one. Got another one coming. MBM said it's early. It is early. It is early. Shake Lucas at 19 points from Jalen is crazy. Should be a good night for JB. Ethan Gonzalez. What's up, Ethan? Happy to see you again, my brother. Pat Williams misses the second free throw. McBride picks up the loose ball rebound, and here we go, pushing the other way. Bridges has it up top. Hands it off to McBride. We come out with McBride, Bridges, Towns, Anunoby, and Clarkson. Towns up top. Hands it off to Clarkson. Clarkson coming to his right off the Town screen. Clarkson pulls it back out. 1-on-1. Step back 3 over Jalen Smith. Knock me down, Jordan Clarkson. Hopefully, this is a sign of him getting back on track, being the Jordan Clarkson we know and love. Giddey coming to his left, off the screen, up top, Jalen Smith. They leave him open from 3. They're going to dare him to shoot. He misses that one. Towns with the rebound. Here comes Jordan Clarkson, right side of the court. Being picked up by Buzelis. Going to look to attack. Stop, turn, spin. Little fall away over Buzelis. Great defense from Buzelis there. Not a great look for Clarkson on the fall away jumper. Giddey spinning down the lane. Kicks it out the last second to Pat Williams. A right corner 3 for him. And he gets the 3 points right back, knocking it down. Back to a 9-point game. 28-37. Mr. Shiggity said Knicks 7 for 11 on 3 is crazy. I mean, the offense looks good when you shoot it well. Cross-court pass to McBride. Pump fakes. Steps back. Mid-range jumper for Deuce. In and out. Halfway down. Can't get it to stay. Buzelis with the rebound. Hit ahead to Giddey. Giddey has it on the left wing. Being guarded by Bridges. Coming to his right. Kicks it over to Buzelis. Right corner 3. Anunoby a little too far in the help. Gives Buzelis enough space. And he knocks down the corner 3. I think that's my biggest issue with the defense right now. Too far playing off of the corners. Towns down the lane. Gets grabbed. Towns draws the foul going to the basket. Giddey intentionally fouls him, not trying to give him the end one. So Towns going to the foul line, 2 free throws. NBM said, not sold on JC yet. I don't think anybody's sold on JC yet. Has not played well for the Knicks. Not a crazy sentiment there, NBM. I think that's kind of, I'm with you on that one though. I think that's the majority sentiment right now on Clarkson. Hip Hop said, I think as Clarkson gets used to his new teammates and new coach, he'll get better as the season goes on. That is the hope. That is for sure the hope. He is older. I think he's 33 or 34 now. He is older in his career, on the backside of his prime, obviously. He's not going to be competing for Sixth Man of the Year awards anymore. But, it's difficult when you've been on a tanking team and then you come over to a team looking to win and compete for a championship. It's difficult to readjust your mindset and your play style. Keenar said, I never liked Clarkson from before when we signed him. I never thought we should have gotten him. He's just not a good player. Well, I think he is a good player. I don't know if he's a championship player. You know, a team looking to win a championship. I don't know if he's going to be an integral part of your rotation, but he's not a bad player to have. Giddey has it up top, coming to his left, driving it down off the screen, in the paint, stops, spins, little fall away over Bridges. Excellent defense. Did not matter as Giddey knocked down the fall away jumper. Hit ahead to Anunoby, right corner three. He's looking to answer, and he splashes it. All right, back-to-back buckets. We go back and forth now, 33-42, back to a 9-point game. Jalen Smith up top to Giddey. Giddey cross-court pass to Pat Williams, attacking along the baseline, leans in, gets the ball knocked out of his hands. He's able to recover it, kicks it out. Jalen Smith, another open three. They're going to continue to dare him to shoot, and that time he makes them pay. Too much space there for Jalen Williams. McBride bringing it down, in and out dribble, blows past Giddey in the lane, kicks it out to Clarkson. Clarkson pump fakes, driving it down in the lane, and gets fouled. 6-point game right now. I think my biggest issue with the defense right now is the Knicks aren't rotating fast enough to open shooters. There are guys who they want shooting, like Patrick Williams or Jalen Smith or Isaac Okoro and guys like that. So they're not going to rotate too hard to those guys. But you can't give them butt-naked, wide-open shots. You got to make them think about it a little bit. They get it into Towns. Towns up top. Sprays it over to Clarkson. Clarkson catches. Pump fakes. Going right at Giddey. In the paint. Pump fakes. Throws up a tough floater. Gets it to go down. All right. Made something out of nothing. We'll take it. Giddey gets it over to Carter. Javon Carter driving to his left in the lane. Feeds it over to Jalen Smith. Driving to the rim. Gets the easy righty layup. And he gets fouled. I believe that's on call Anthony Towns. Jalen Smith going to the foul line for one more. Hip Hop says small ball lineup. Not loving it. Not loving it right now. 8:48 to go. 6-point game. Hart said 33 and never a winning player. Not the craziest sentiment. Not going to disagree entirely with you on that one. Jalen Smith at the foul line. Misses the free throw. Towns with the rebound. Gets it out over to McBride. McBride bringing it down. Hit ahead. Can't get the layup to go. Josh Hart with a bad pass. Giddey driving it down. Over to Jalen Smith. A pull-up three on the left wing. And he knocks it down. Clarkson has it on the right wing. They show a double team. Up top to Josh Hart. Josh Hart throws the pass away. He throws the pass away. 3-point lead for the Knicks. Giddey bringing it down. And guarded by Bridges. Coming to his right. Inside pass to Jalen Smith. Wide open as Towns is lost there on that defensive play. Brown calls the timeout. He comes out to talk to the team. And I think Towns at center right now, not working out defensively. Tell you that. I think between Towns and Josh Hart, a lot of times people are like, hey man, that Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns, those Brunson Karl-Anthony Towns lineups are bad defensively. I would be interested if, Brightest Future, what's up, Brightest Future? I would be interested to look at that lineup data because I would question, is Josh Hart on the court for those stretches as well? When is Josh Hart on the court and what does the defense look like when he's out there? Brittany Kelly, what's up, Brittany? Because Josh Hart, how do I phrase this? He's not good at anticipating the next rotation. I think Josh Hart is a very reactive defender. I think he's a piss-poor off-ball defender. And when you already have a defender who struggles like Karl-Anthony Towns, I think Towns and Josh Hart as a duo have been more destructive to the Knicks defense than Towns and Brunson. I don't know the lineup data on that. I can't give you the stats to back up that argument, but just from the eye test, Towns needs a smart defender alongside of him to clean up some of the mistakes he makes. And Josh Hart just exacerbates those mistakes. Amy Machua, what's up, Amy? Outfit is dope. Appreciate you, Amy. Appreciate you. We try to show out and have a good time on a night-to-night basis. We try to throw different outfits. This is what I was gonna wear on Friday, minus the jacket. It's not an NBA Cup game, so I don't want to get too crazy with the jacket. I didn't want to bring out the jacket tonight. It's a Sunday night, so we're chilling. A little chill. Calm outfit a little bit. Lana Mona said, do we have a good defensive coordinator? I don't know who the defensive coordinator is. I don't remember who it was, but they did hire a good defensive coordinator, at least somebody who has a good reputation for being a good defensive coordinator. Brittany Kelly said, Mikhail's letting me down. How, Brittany? Mikhail's playing well. He's outside of Brunson, the most consistent player on the team so far this season. I mean, tonight he's only got 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 for 2 from the field, but he's going to play better. He's going to be all right. He's going to be all right, Brittany. MBM said, Josh Hart's IQ on defense needs to improve. There is no improvement once you're 30, brother. He is who he is. And you're going to have to be able to game plan around that. Brittany Kelly said, I have him for points. I think he's going to show up for you tonight, Brittany. I think he's going to show up for you tonight. He's been the most consistent, outside of Brunson, the most consistent offensive player for the Knicks. I think he's going to show up for you tonight, Brittany. I think he's got you. Shada G said, the 2 best Knicks players can defend. How are they going to win? I think Brunson's an okay defender. I think he gets this rap as a horrific defender. I don't think he's that. I think he's an average defender who's really short. So you can't switch him on to a lot of guys. Okay, this is weird. So we're back into the game. They feed the ball to Towns in the post. And one official calls a foul on Jalen Smith. And then the other official just comes over. And so one official calls a foul on Jalen Smith. Towns was backing him down. And then the other official comes out, waves him off, and says, no, offensive foul. So what's the call here? Whose call are we going with? Which official? All right. So it's a foul on Jalen Smith. Towns has it up top by the three-point line off the inbound. Hands it off to Bridges. And he gets tripped. He gets tripped up. But they hit Bridges with traveling. He never got tripped. Little contact with Smith, but no foul call. Travel on Bridges. Giddey has it up top, bringing it down against Bridges. Now they get it over to Buzelis, being guarded by Hart. A pull-up 3, rattles it in. Knicks now down by 2. 46-44. Bridges up top. They get it over to Towns. Towns driving it down. Euro steps past Jalen Smith. Loses the handle, but they call a foul on Smith. Towns now has it in his mind right now. I'm going to get Jalen Smith up out of this game. He's putting his head down, attacking, and drawing fouls. I said Brunson is not an okay defender. He is nowhere near average. I think for his size, he's average. The issue is that guys can just shoot over him. He's a 6'1" defender. Same with McBride. McBride's a better lateral mover. So Brunson's not a very good point of attack defender, but if he's guarding Isaac Okoro, he's a good defender. Good defender in Isaac Okoro. Obviously not a good defender if he's got to guard Giddey. But Brunson, more than often than not, is not getting blown by on the perimeter. As a guard, he's not a bad defender. He's small, and he's not the quickest lateral mover. But I wouldn't say he's a bad defender. The way we talk about Jalen Brunson, the way you guys in the chat talk about Jalen Brunson, is that he's this horrific defender, and he's not. Even if you don't think he's a good defender, which I don't think he's a good defender. I think he's average. Even if you think he's not average, he's maybe, slightly below average? Which isn't detrimental to your overall defense. Towns knocks down both free throws. I don't think so, at least. Yak said, need more Mitch on defense. So it seems like they're not going to throw him out there for 30 minutes right away. I think Mike Brown seems to be playing him in quick spurts, right? 2 3-minute stretches, which, is obviously a little bit annoying because you want to see Mitch out there because he's so impactful. But so Giddey has it up top. They get it over to Javon Carter. McBride does a good job running him off the line. Up top to Vooch. McBride switches on to him to deter the 3. They get it back to Giddey. Vooch wants it in the post. They show a double team. Giddey can't get it to him. So now they get it over to Okoro. Josh Hart digs down and reaches in and fouls Okoro. Why reach in there, Josh? It's Isaac Okoro. He's not going to do anything with the ball at the foul line, man. R said JB is not a good defender, period, below average and significantly so. I disagree. I don't think he's a poor defender. I don't think he's a good defender. I think he's average for his size. Fine. Just fine. You can build a defense around that. They get it over to Buzelis. Buzelis up top. They get it over to Carter. Carter gets it over to Vooch. Vooch up top. Hands it off to, fakes the handoff. Keeps it. Good ball denial from Hart there. They get it over to Coro. Coro's going to break down the defense. Lefty layup. Smokes the layup. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart grabs it, and he's off and running. Has it up top. Cross court to Clarkson. Clarkson to pull up three in transition, and Clarkson gets it to go down, baby. Yes, sir. Don't love that shot. Not a bad shot. Don't love it necessarily, but the Knicks with a 3-point lead here, 49-46, approaching the halfway point of the second quarter. They get it over to the Vooch on the pick and pop, and he responds right back with a three of his own. And so Bridges will bring it down the other way. Now we're tied at 49. 6.5 to go here in the second. Clarkson up top, over to Bridges. Bridges gets it over to Towns. Towns up top, cross court to Clarkson. Clarkson pump fakes, driving it down in the lane. Euro steps, gets caught in the air, kicks down to McBride. A left corner three, line me up. Deuce McBride with the three, back-to-back threes for the New York Knicks. Now, can they get some defensive stops against this Bulls team? They swing it over to Javon Carter. Javon Carter with Towns on him. They get it over to Trey Jones. Trey Jones being guarded by Clarkson. Jones pulls it back out, dancing with it. Coming to his right, down the lane, in the air, kicks it out to a Coro. Coro spots up for a three. That's the guy you want to dare to shoot. He can't get it to go. Towns rips away a rebound. Josh Hart hits the floor holding his ankle. Can we sit Josh Hart so we can rest up? Clarkson puts up the three in transition, and he knocks it down. It's a Jordan Clarkson night, and this is why you need Clarkson. Josh Hart standing back up. Buddy, go rest, big dog. I need you healthy, my man. They get it over to Buzelis being guarded by Hart. Coming to his right up the screen. Towns switches onto him. Buzelis going to look to attack, step back for a three in rhythm dribble. Too strong, can't get it to go. Bridges comes in for the rebound. Bridges will bring it down now. 5:30 to go. Home run pass over the top to Towns. Gets knocked out of the air. Towns can't grab it. Not a good pass from Bridges there. Here comes Trey Jones pushing it the other way. Hands it off to Vooch. Vooch coming to his left. Tries to get it inside to a Coro. Fight for the loose ball. Coro dives on it, lost it, and it goes out of bounds. Ball going back to the Knicks. Good hustle. Good effort from Jordan Clarkson. He's making those winning plays that we said he couldn't make, y'all. We were talking down on Jordan Clarkson, and here he is, making the winning plays, the defensive effort, the pull-up threes in transition. This is what we needed. This is what we needed. Kay Hazy said campaign couldn't do that. No, we could not. No, we could not. 55-49, a 6-point lead for New York. Jalen Brunson has subbed back in. Right now we are out there with Brunson, Anunoby, Mitchell Robinson, Jordan Clarkson, and Josh Hart. The Bulls are out there with Okoro, Vooch, Trey Jones, Josh Giddey, and Pat Williams. They get it over to Clarkson. Clarkson up top. Swings through to his right, crosses over to his left, spins to his right, loses the handle, picks it back up, puts up the foul line jumper, can't get it to go. Giddey with the rebound, and the Bulls are off and running. Giddey up top, driving it down. Cross-court pass, Okoro left corner. Again, they're going to dare him to shoot, and again, he obliges and misses the three out of the left corner. Anunoby with the weak side rebound, and he has it up top now. Dancing with it, driving to his left. Hands it off to Clarkson. Clarkson, step back three, not a good shot. Way off. Mitchell Robinson got his fingertips on it. Josh Hart picks it up. He's going to drive it down. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Left corner three. Line me up, OG. Line me up, OG. There you go, Josh Hart. Creating for his teammates. That's what I want to see. And the Knicks are back up by 9 off a couple of back-to-back three-point shots there. Giddey has it up top, being guarded by Hart. They get it over to Vooch. Vooch being guarded by Robinson. They get it over to Giddey. Josh Hart switches onto him. Giddey dancing around the Vucevic screen. Cross-court pass to Okoro. Bad pass from Giddey. Okoro wasn't ready for it, and it's a turnover. Ball going back to the Knicks, and here we go. Does that at 14-3 run swapping? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hip-hop beat said Clarkson is cooking. Yes, sir. He heard us talking down on his name, and here he is tonight to shut us up. 4 minutes to go here in the second. Brunson coming to his right off the Robinson screen. Gets caught in the air, kicks it over to Clarkson. Clarkson looking for Robinson, doesn't have him, so he pulls it back out. Swings it over to Hart. Hart on the right wing, fakes the handoff to Brunson. Has nowhere to go with it. Gets it over to Anunoby in the post, being guarded by Pat Williams. Backing him down, step back, pump fakes. He's got nowhere to go. He's got to throw it up at the buzzer. In and out, can't get it to stay. Good rebound and box out from Vooch over Robinson. Here comes Giddey pushing it on the right wing. Cross-court pass to Jones. Extra pass to Pat Williams. No hesitation three for him, and he can't get it to go. Josh Hart rips away the rebound, and he's bringing it down the other way. A much better night for Josh Hart so far. Josh Hart coming to his right. Swings it over to Anunoby. He's no hesitation three for him. Can't get it to go. Good defense from Pat Williams. Not a good shot from OG Anunoby at all. Maybe a little bit of a heat check, but you only made 1 3, brother. Don't love that shot. Don't love that shot from OG there in the corner. Timeout for the Bulls. We get the opportunity to catch our breath here. 49-58. 49-58. Knicks with a 9-point lead. Chi said, I don't believe that a Giannis-JB combo would work out. JB is too ball dominant. Is he going to sacrifice? Well, JB so far has been off the ball this season more than any Knicks season he's had so far. I think if he had somebody of Giannis's caliber, he would very much be off the ball. Part of the reason of being on the ball for Jalen Brunson is out of necessity. Because Anunoby can't create. Bridges is an okay creator, but can't do it every single time down the court. Towns is a very shoddy decision maker. And it's like, okay, so what are we doing? Just give the ball to Jalen Brunson. It's our best offense, right? Which is part of the reason why Tom Thibodeau was just going to spam Brunson ISOs into the dirt. He's like, I don't trust any of you other dudes to make a good decision with the ball. Even if you're an okay creator, when push comes to shove and we need a basket, not want a basket, but we need a basket, I'm going to put the ball in Jalen Brunson's hands, right? And so that's why Tom Thibodeau was so reliant on the Brunson ISOs and became more and more reliant on it. Reno, what's up, Reno? Go Bulls. I see you, brother. I see you. You got reason to be happy and excited for your season, man. Last remaining undefeated team in the East. But, yeah, when push comes to shove, give the ball to Brunson because you don't really trust too many other guys. At least, in theory, when game's on the line, who do you trust? Trust Brunson. Do you trust anybody else? No, you're hoping Towns is going to come through for you. You're going to hope that Bridges and Anunoby are going to come through for you. But outside of that, you don't have faith that they will, right? You have faith that Brunson will come through for you. You're hoping the other guys do, right? If Giannis is on the team, you know Giannis is going to come through for you, right? So I'm not worried one bit about a potential Giannis and Brunson pairing, but it's never going to happen because the Knicks don't really have the pieces to make the Giannis trade happen, and Milwaukee looks like they are going to be in really good shape with the emergence of Ryan Rollins. They have figured out that point guard situation very, very quickly and very, very easily. Just as that said, I'll take a win over the Bulls and an L to the Wizards. Nah. I think I would be upset if they lost to the Wizards. At least the Bulls are playing well. This is Mitchell Robinson's 8th season with the Knicks, by the way. They have that up here. Prior to Robinson, who was the last Knick to play 8 straight seasons with the Knicks? It's nobody from the 2000s for sure. I think Carmelo was 7. So I think Mitchell Robinson officially passed him. So we have to go back to the 90s. But here we go. That is the question. Trey Jones has it up top being guarded by Brunson. Crosses over to his left. Lows past Brunson. Lefty layup got it to go. That's some bad defense for Brunson there. There you go, Keenan Hara. There's your bad defense. Brunson has it up top. No help on the weak side, though. Got to be some help. You're going to get blown by in the NBA. There's got to be some help. But you can't get blown by Trey Jones. Get over to Clarkson. He's clearly feeling it. He chucks up another 3. This is why Jordan Clarkson can't get, hot too early. Because then he's just going to start chucking up shots. Didn't love that shot from Clarkson there. Giddey driving it down, leans in, low fall-away jumper over Brunson. Can't get it to go. Good defense there from Brunson. So, like I said, averages out to about a decent defender. Brunson on the right wing, crosses over to his left, shoves it over to Anunoby. Great pass from JB. Nice continuous running from OG Anunoby, and he gets an easy dunk out of it. Giddey driving it down, gets fouled by Robinson as the Bulls are quickly trying to push. When Robinson is in the game, they are running it down the court. They are going to test Robinson's conditioning for sure. Mark said Ewing played 15 seasons with the Knicks. Yes, but who was the last Knick to play with? How long did Houston play with the Knicks? Hip Hop said, I wouldn't trade for Giannis. We'd have to give up way too much for him, and it wouldn't be worth it. Probably. I'm not worried about it, though, because I don't think it's going to happen. Carl Braun, 12 seasons, now Houston, 9 seasons. So it's probably Houston, because Houston played into the 2000s. Ewing didn't, right? His last season was 2001, 2002, Ewing. So Houston played longer with the Knicks. So he was probably, I'm going to go out in Houston. Lionel Monas reminding people to hit the like button. Appreciate you, Lionel Monas. Appreciate you, my brother. Yes, if you're in the stream right now and you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead. Hit that like button. I'd very much appreciate it. By far more than anything else you can do, that and liking the stream, that and subscribing are the two best ways to help support the stream. I'd very much appreciate it. Bridges has it up top, coming to his left off the town screen, hits Towns, driving it down, Euro stepping down the lane, throws up a tough floater, can't get it to go, fight for the rebound. Towns had it, lost it, Buzelis had it, lost it. Now Buzelis picks it up, pushing it the other way, over to Giddy. Giddy spins off of Clarkson, down the lane, puts it above glass, gets it to go nice and easy, just shoots it right over Jordan Clarkson. Just the height that Giddy has. I forgot to give him 2 points previously on the cut and layup. So 55-60, 5-point lead. Brunson on the right wing. They show two. Quick crossover to his left on Vooch. Switches onto him. Brunson navigating down the lane over to Clarkson. Clarkson swings through past Giddy. Down the lane, leans in. Shovels it out to Bridges. Bridges a left corner three. Comes up short. Vucevic, good box out and rebound on Towns. And now here comes Giddy pushing it the other way. Brunson's going to pick him up. Giddy, cross-court pass to Buzelis. Buzelis catches, pump fakes. Driving it down against Bridges. Spins, slips and falls. And they hit Buzelis with the travel. My man was traveling. Just that said, Clarkson's a better passer than I expected. Clarkson is a good passer. He can just get tunnel visioned at times, looking for a shot too much. But when he is playing, like I said, I've been saying it all year. I need a Jordan Clarkson, who I would consider a combo guard, to lean more into his point guard tendencies than his shooting guard tendencies. Brunson has it up top, being guarded by Trey Jones. Coming to his right, gets it over to Towns. Towns on the left wing, attacking. Euro steps in the air, shovels it into Josh Hart with the lefty layup. Got it to go, and one for Josh Hart. Beautiful cut and beautiful dish from Karl Anthony Towns and Josh Hart there. The connection was gorgeous there on that play. Josh Hart gets a nice, easy layup finally, and he's going to get the and one and a trip to the foul line here. Beautiful, beautiful. Gigi said, Chef, would you rather have KPJ over Bridges? Absolutely not. Kevin Porter Jr.? Keep that man as far away from my franchise as humanly possible. Want nothing to do with Kevin Porter Jr. You can stay over there. That's not even, like, even just talking about on-the-court stuff, he doesn't even sniff what Mikal Bridges is capable of doing. He's not even a starter on his own team, my brother. He's going to come off the bench for Ryan Rollins. Josh Hart does knock down his and one free throw. Beautiful. Giddy has it on the right wing, shoves it over to Trey Jones. Get it out to Vooch. Vooch being guarded by Towns, backing him down. Out to Trey Jones. They're going to dare him to shoot. Trey Jones knocks down the straightaway three. And we went over him in the pregame. He's shooting 62.5% from three-point range. He's obviously not going to keep that up for the rest of the year, but has obviously proven that he has improved as a three-point shooter. Brunson has it on the left wing. Shoves it over to Towns. They swing it around. Anunoby in the corner. Pump fakes. He's got a lane to the rim. Goes up. Two-handed slam. Can't get it to go, but that's because he is fouled by Pat Williams, and he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws for his efforts. Isaiah Garner with the Isaiah. I see Clarks has 11 points off the bench. Yeah, he got hot. He had a nice hot streak there. Knocked down a couple of threes, which was obviously extremely nice. Now getting a little shot hungry for my liking, but still playing well. Isaiah Garner said Josh Hart is arriving. Better late than never. Like I said, just feel better, my brother. Just feel better. If you got to take some time off, go take some time off. It's early in the season. We're going to be all right. Anunoby knocks down both free throws. The Knicks are 13 for 13 from the foul line. Approaching 30 seconds to go here in the second. Giddy driving to his left on Bridges. Driving it down. Knocks down a little righty hook shot. Feels impossible to keep this man out of the paint right now. Knicks have the body up on him. Put a stronger defender on him. But he's just running off his screens, getting switches onto Brunson, onto Bridges, and he's just using his height and his size and his strength. Just get to his spot and knock down little floaters, little flip shots in the paint. Giddy, man, just utilizing his size and his strength very well tonight. So far the season, using it so far extremely well this season. Get over to Bridges, driving it down, kicks it out to Hart, right corner three, line me up. Josh Hart knocks down the three. And if Josh Hart's going to hit a three, the Knicks are going to pick up a victory. If Josh Hart's knocking down threes, there's no way the Knicks can lose. Giddy coming to his left off a double screen. They show a double team. They get it over to Trey Jones. Trey Jones kicks it out to a wide open Pat Williams. Excellent play at the buzzer. And Pat Williams can't deliver as he misses a three-point shot out of the right corner. And that will bring us to halftime, a 68-60 lead here for the Knicks, an 8-point lead. Kay Hayes had almost 70 in the first half. Jeez, it felt like the Knicks couldn't miss. They were shooting it phenomenally. We will go through the box score here. We will also go around the league and check out what's going on so far tonight in the world of NBA basketball. But an encouraging first half for the New York Knicks, who are keeping pace with the Bulls offensively here tonight. No second half hangover there. We will see if they will have a third quarter of doom situation here tonight. Now, the other night, Friday, against this exact Bulls team, they made a bit of a comeback in the second half, in that third quarter. So hopefully they come out with the same mentality in the third quarter, and they can extend this lead and hopefully run away with it a little bit and keep the Bulls in arm's distance away. Let's go over the box score. I think Arnis is a strong third quarter now, absolutely. Phil said Giddey's been averaging 17, not on the court, though. Come on, brother. Come on, Phil. Come on, Phil. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But come on, man. A couple years ago now. Hopefully the young man has learned. He was 21 at the time. Like, come on, man. We got to move past it. We got to move past it. Hip Hop said, very solid first half. We got to keep it up in the second half and close this out and get this win. For sure, for sure. Just that said 13 for 21 was a burnout late, but great. Let's go through the box score. Let's look it up. Let's look it up for ourselves here. We'll make it nice and big so we can look at it together. And why's my green screen got to look like this? You're embarrassing me, green screen. You're embarrassing me. Set yourself up properly. Hey, man. Y'all got to stop playing with me. Both sides of you are going to mess around. I got to put some tape so I know exactly where to pull the green screen sheet. But here we go. Here we go. We'll start with the Bulls because they came up first. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. You see this, Justice Dead? ESPN doesn't even want to show you what the plus minuses are. They don't even want to show you. So we're not even going to look at it. Love to see it because it's not an important stat. We're going to start with their starters. Josh Giddey, 11, 7, and 9. He is going to get a triple-double tonight. Like we said in the pregame, he's going to be on triple-double watch on a nightly basis at this point. Buzelis with 8 points, 3 rebounds, no assists. He does have a steal, but pretty quiet night for Buzelis overall. He's 3 for 8 from the field, 2 for 4 from three-point range. You're doing a good job of keeping him out of the paint and forcing him to be a perimeter player so far tonight. Giddey, not so much. He is 4 for 7 from the field. He did knock down 1 3, but he's getting into the lane whenever he wants so far. Vucevic, 2 for 2 from three-point range. Those are the 2 made shots he's had so far tonight. He's up to 8 points. Does have 6 rebounds. Pretty solid game overall, but their three-point shooting is keeping them in the game, and the Knicks are doing a good job of keeping them out of the paint outside of Giddey. We go down to their bench, and their bench shooting it well from the perimeter as well. I mean, Jalen Smith is. Pat Williams is 1 for 5 from three-point range. Jalen Smith 2 for 4. He knocked down 2, which helped them take the lead. Was that late in the first quarter, I believe? Helped them take the lead, or early in the second. Jalen Smith had a nice run. Knocked down 2 threes, got to the basket. He's got 12 points off the bench. Pat Williams with 4 points off the bench. Julian Phillips in his 5 minutes was pretty invisible. Javon Carter similar in his 8 minutes. Cameron Hurd in his 7 minutes picked up 3 early fouls, which relegated him to the bench, although he seemed like he was due for a dangerous night tonight. Scored 5 points, knocked down a 3. Didn't seem, like it was going to be an easy night guarding him tonight, as he seemed locked and loaded and ready to go. So Brunson quickly got him out of the game by getting him in the foul trouble early. But if we go down to, so their three-point shooting overall as a team, 11 for 25. Like I said, the Knicks are keeping them out on the perimeter. More than half of their shots have come from three-point range so far. 47 field goal attempts, 25 of them coming outside of the three-point line. So that's overall pretty good defense. Obviously, the Bulls are a capable three-point shooting team. And maybe they're settling a little bit so far here tonight, but the Knicks did a really good job of keeping them out of the paint and forcing them to kick out to shooters who aren't the most reliable three-point shooters, like Patrick Williams, like Jalen Smith. And the Knicks are going to live with it, like Isaac Okoro. And the Knicks are going to live with whether or not those guys make a bunch of threes tonight. So far, they haven't. Hey, Hayes said, Cat will be better when his legs heal. Yeah, we know what Cat is capable of. I'm not really worried about him. Gigi said, Knicks need a true identity of any kind to show other teams they mean business. Until then, it will be a roller coaster. Well, that's why we said give them about a month and a half. Right? Give them about a month and a half. They'll find their identity as the season goes on. But you're not wrong about that, Chichi. You're not wrong about that. I said, don't understand what is with Huck. He comes out and has a good first game and gets benched, same as last year. We had a good first game and then had a pretty not so good game the last couple. King Free 55. Did I say shout out to King Free 55 for the subscription? I appreciate you, King Free. Huck he was given opportunities to start the year and wasn't great with them. We'll see. Huck will get more opportunities as the season goes on for sure. Like Mitchell Robinson likely won't play tomorrow in the second night of a back-to-back against Washington, so maybe we see Huck Porty tomorrow night, but he'll get more opportunities as the season goes on. Towns will miss a couple of games. Robinson will continue to miss a couple of games, obviously, with load management, but he'll get more opportunities. He's going to have to be able to perform them. He had the good first game against Cleveland, and outside of that, I can't tell you what he did against Miami. It wasn't good. I can't tell you what he did. Did he play against Milwaukee? Probably not. What was the second game we played? We played Cleveland, and then who else did we beat? Boston. Can't tell you what he did against Boston. Wasn't great, you know? MBM said not sold on Mike Brown either. I don't know what there is to sell. I don't blame you, but it's 5 games. This is game 6, y'all. This is game 6. Did you think you were going to be sold on Mike Brown by game 6? I was sold by Mike Brown after game 1. I was sold on Mike Brown after game 2 when he started Deuce McBride. I was like, oh, this is the guy. He gets it. This is the guy. He said, all vets in the first half just noticed no Hook or Kolek or even that minute of Diawara. Look, man, Mike Brown is not going to guarantee you minutes. He will give you small spurts of opportunity. Kolek got out there, had small spurts of opportunity, played decent with them, but the last couple of games hasn't really done much. Same with Huck. Played decent in the one game, hasn't really done much with the other opportunities he was given. They will get back in the lineup at some point, but Mike Brown is doing the thing we all wanted Tom Thibodeau to do. He's experimenting. Right? He's trying Kolek. All right, Kolek, what can you do? Not a lot. Some good, some bad. Still second-year guard off the bench. He's solid. You got him out there. You got him some minutes. You gave him some confidence, and it's like you're going to get another opportunity. He's not relegated to the bench forever. This is not Tom Thibodeau. This is not the Tom Thibodeau era. This is the Mike Brown era. He's going to get more opportunities. But he did not go out and snatch that spot away from Clarkson. He did not do that. Say that. Same with Hug Porty. He didn't go out and snatch the backup big man minutes away from Yabusele. And Yabusele gave him all the opportunity possible. He gave him all the opportunity possible. Yabusele's not playing well. And yet, Hug Porty didn't go out there and snatch it. You don't just gift minutes to the young guys. You're looking to win a championship this year. And it's like, okay, there's your opportunity. You know what you need to work on. We've talked about it. Now you have tape you can go back and watch and look to improve. And in a couple of games, in a couple of weeks, maybe a month, I'll get you back out there. And we'll see what you worked on, right? Mike Brown said, MBM said you're easily impressed. I'm not. There are certain things I want to see. And I saw it very early. And that's it, right? I'm not waiting for him to show me something. I have things in mind that I want to see, and I saw it very early. I'm not waiting for results when I understand what the process is. That's what I want to see. I want to see what the process is, and the process is very good. I'm not concerned about the results right now. I'm not concerned about the results in November. I'm concerned about the process. And the process is very good, and that's what I want to see. And that's the part that's impressive, right? Some of you guys are too worried about results in November. That's not what November basketball is about. It's about experimenting. It's about believing what is going to work in the future if you work on the things now. Amy Matura said, I was indifferent about the Mike Brown hire before the season, but I actually hate it now. Why do you hate it, Amy? Why do you hate it? Kinar said, I believe in experimenting, but not with injured players. Let Towns and Hart rest and heal up. Mike Brown can't tell those guys to sit down. Mike Brown can't tell those guys to go sit down. He could have conversations with them, and he would say, I prefer if you guys just rested up. But Anthony Towns was questionable going into opening night. You're telling me Mike Brown didn't have a hand in being like, he's not entirely healthy. You're telling me the medical staff didn't say he's got a quad strain. We're not going to play him. And Anthony Towns was like, no, I'm playing. I'm going to go out there. It's ultimately up to the player. The player's going to go out there and play. If the player says, I'm going to play, they're going to play. The medical staff and the coaching staff could tell them to sit down, but if the player wants to go out there and play, they're going to play. Right? Too Toxic. What's up, Too Toxic? Haven't seen you in a while, brother. How you doing? The Knicks aren't championship contenders. Sorry. Every team that has won a chip recently dominates in the regular season from go. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you could say that. But you know, that's not like necessarily the rule. Again, I'm not worried about November basketball at all. Every team who's won a championship at a slow stretch. What if the Knicks' slow stretch is so far early in this year? Tad Subspum? What's up, Tad? Been a while, my brother. The Quinn Grimes is playing like Devin Booker tonight. Aw, shout out to Quinn Grimes, man. Shout out to Quinn Grimes. He said the 2022 Celtics were below 500. 2025 Pacers were below 500. Great points. Great points. Now, those teams didn't win the championship, but great points. Those teams ended up going to the finals. And that Celtics team was 500 going into the All-Star break. They were 22-22, I believe, going into the All-Star break. Or 25-25, something like that. 26-25. They were a 500 team going to the All-Star break, and they had an excellent second half of the year, and they made a championship run. And that was in year one of Ime Udoka. And you know what the big adjustment was? It was ugly the first half of the season because they were adjusting to a brand new coach, adjusting away from Brad Stevens and to Ime Udoka, completely different mentalities and play styles and personalities as coaches. Right? Doesn't that sound familiar? And it took a whole half season for the Boston Celtics to turn it around. It's a great point, Tatsu Spam? Tatsu Spam. I'm gonna get it right. Tell me if I'm getting it right. Kinar said, that's fine to tell the team what's up if you're hurt and you're Michael Jordan. If you aren't Jordan, sit down and heal up. You can tell them all you want till you're blue in the face, Kinar. These are grown men, right? You telling me you never had a cold and you should have stayed home and rested and you were like, nah, I'm going to go out because I'm a grown man and I can do what I want, right? Sometimes you could tell a player what's best for them and they're going to say, yeah, but I'm going to go out and play anyway because I can play, so I'm going to go play. Right? I've been telling you guys all night. I want Josh Hart to go get surgery on that finger to heal up the finger. It could help him rest the back. It could help him rest his legs and his knees. And then he can come back healthy and ready to go at the end of the year because that's when we're going to need him most. But he said, I'm going to play basketball this year, and I will get the surgery in the offseason. You know, I said a cold ain't a broken finger or a grade 2 quad strain. Brother, I played a whole season with fluid buildup in my knee in high school basketball. Obviously, very low-level basketball and whatnot, but, like, no one was going to tell me I was going to miss that year of basketball. I didn't tell anybody my knee hurt. I was like, I'm just going to go play. You're not going to be able to tell a grown man, you need to sit down. You need to do this. You can advise them to do this. You can show them all the data. You can give them all the information. But if they get up and they say, yeah, I'm going to go out and play basketball. Thanks for that information, though. There is nothing you can do. They will go to the media. They will go to the press conference and be like, I'm ready. I can play, and the team won't let me play. And then what happens? Then you got dysfunction in your organization. Right? It's all about collaboration. Like I said, you can present them with all the information, but you can't make them do anything. These are grown adults with grown adult opinions. Ted said in Hart's defense, he re-injured the finger after surgery, so it makes sense why he's hesitant. Sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we're looking good making shots, but this Bulls team is for real. Yeah, Bulls team is for real. I mean, so far to start the year, we'll see how they continue with. They're shooting the lights out of the ball right now. At some point, they'll go into a bit of a slump or maybe come back down a little bit. But yeah, this Bulls team is pretty for real. Pretty for real. Two Talkers said, just glad those 3 losses were on the road because it would get ugly at the Garden. You know, it's not a surprise that it was at the Garden. Not surprised that all 3 of them came on the road, you know? Not a surprise that happened. You know, I said, that ain't the pros with your knee. Exactly. I was a high school kid, and it should be very easy to tell a high school kid, go sit down, your knee hurts, you can't play. And yet I was like, no, you're not going to tell me I can't play. I'm going to go out there and play. It's much easier to sit a high school kid down, right, when adults have authority over you. It's a lot more difficult when you're a grown adult man and you don't have authority, right? Mark said, let's see if they can come out with some pace. Here we go. Start of the third quarter. Why did I start the timer? My bad. Here we go. Alicia Kohler, what's up, Alicia? A player should always be honest with their health according to play, and yes, they can be benched by the coach. You're not going to bench Josh Hart when he tells everybody he can play and he just got benched. Like I said, this isn't like television or fantasy. This is all of a sudden it seeds dysfunction into an organization, and it's not a good way to operate. Brunson misses the pull-up three to start the quarter. Fight for the rebound. Robinson goes down holding his foot. He comes up limping. Brunson misses another three. Fight for the loose ball. Robinson's on 1 foot. And Coro gets the layup and a full timeout from the Knicks. And Robinson's going to limp off the floor. And we got to see the replay. Is it a rolled ankle? Is it a non-contact injury? We go to the bench. Look like the foot. He's holding his right leg, which is a good sign because the left ankle was the one that got the surgery. Looked like he landed on the back of Giddey's foot, maybe just twisted it a little bit, maybe a little bit of a high ankle. I mean, he popped right back up, limped around a little bit. But obviously not a good sign for a guy who the second game of the season was on load management and is going to continue to be on load management. So Mark said he's made of glass. Can't argue with it. Can't argue with it. Tad said, Stars love playing in the Garden. I remember when SGA took like 2 games off so he could have a monster game and an IG caption. Yeah, Stars will miss a game or two prior to coming to the Garden so that they can make sure they're well rested and ready to go so they can have their big Garden moment. I said, man, big man and foot injuries are a big thing. Yep. Once you're 7 feet tall, the foot becomes a huge issue. Agnes Hulao Vacas? What's up, Agnes? Here we go again with Robinson. Yep, here we go again. All cyclical with Robinson. Hip Hop said, Robinson is always injured, man. Shaking my head, the guy's made of glass. Yep. Kinar said, guess we'll see Huck, but this isn't how I wanted. True. Amy said, there's a lot of ego and money that has made the game uncoachable for a while now. That's why I like college hoops better. Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of people like college hoops better. Coaches have more of a say about what's going on and whatnot, but, Base God said, time to trade Mitch. You're not getting anybody back for Mitchell Robinson that is going to be more valuable than Mitchell Robinson. Not happening. Which is why they haven't traded Mitchell Robinson. Right? Now you could say trade Mitchell Robinson so you don't have to deal with the injury thing anymore. But when Mitchell Robinson is healthy, which is obviously a big when, because it's like, when is he healthy? It's almost never healthy. But he's one of the most impactful big men in the NBA. He's literally the best offensive rebounder in the league. So Mitch is going back to the locker room. Jogs it off. He jogs right back to the locker room, so that's a good sign. See the replay here. Goes up for the rebound, comes down. It's the right foot. Okay, he twists it. He rolls the ankle, going for the offensive rebound. Not a big deal. I mean, 7-footer twisted ankle is obviously not good, but it's not the foot, it's the ankle, which is better, right? So here we go, start of the third quarter. Hopefully he'll be able to come back out or not miss a ton of time because of a sprained ankle. Bridges has it up top, being guarded by Buzelis. Driving it down, over the top pass to Brunson, right corner, puts up the three over Giddey, and Brunson brings back the vibes, knocking down the three. Okay. We'll take it. 70-62 here. Giddey has it up top, gets it over to Vooch. Vooch a deep straightaway three, and he gets the 3-point right back. Vucevic, my goodness. Hasn't been this good of a three-point shooter his entire career. Been an okay three-point shooter, and as a big man, makes you very valuable. But my goodness, has he become a marksman. Even if it's not on a ton of volume, can't leave that guy open. Brunson has it on the left wing. Cross-court pass to Bridges. Bridges up top to McBride. McBride dancing with it against Okoro. Gets it back to Brunson. Brunson against Vooch. A step back three from him. He's been on target all night long. Can't get it to go. Towns the offensive rebound. Can't get it to go. Towns another offensive rebound and then gets fouled by Okoro. Buzzer beater, what's up, buzzer beater? Mark said, if you can't stay healthy and is on load management as it is, what kind of value is that? I mean, he rolled the ankle, man. It's basketball. Sometimes you roll the ankle. Could literally happen at any time. I'm surprised rolled ankles don't happen more often. If it was something else, I'm with you. But it was a rolled ankle. Rolled ankles happen very, very frequently. So I'm not going to freak out about it unless it's something more serious, but I'm not going to freak out about a rolled ankle. And he didn't roll it all the way. He popped back up. He jogged around for a little bit. Hopefully it just doesn't swell up on him, and maybe he could even come back tonight. James Cook Fair, what's up, James? Knicks fan, what's up, Knicks fan? Happy to see you again. Towns knocks down both free throws. Thank you for knocking down your free throws. 65-72 here. 10-16 to go here in the third. Anunoby guarding Giddey as he brings it down, coming to his left off a stagger screen, over to Vooch. Vooch springs it over to Trey Jones, blows past McBride in the lane, kicks it out the last second, but gets caught in the air. Good defense from the Knicks to make him change his mind at the last second. He comes back down with it, and it's ruled to travel. Ball going back to the Knicks. To get it in the Bridges. Bridges will bring it down. 10 minutes to go here in the third. Knicks with a 7-point lead here, 72-65. Bridges crosses over down the lane. Hands it off to McBride. McBride turning the corner, crosses over to his right, foul line pull-up jumper, comes up short on it. Vucevic with the rebound. Quick outlet to Giddey. Giddey bringing it down. Calling for a screen. Brunson switches on the Giddey. Up top to Vooch. Vooch hands it off to Buzelis. Buzelis hands it off to Giddey. Giddey being guarded by Brunson. Coming to his left off the screen. Brunson chasing. Townsend drop. Giddey leans in. Gets caught in the air. Tries to kick it to the corner. Bridges with the steal. Outlet to Anunoby. Anunoby all the way for the two-handed slam, and the Knicks back up by 9. And it's, I don't know, maybe I accidentally gave him 3, but it's 74-65, back up by 9. Good start. Good start outside of the Robinson injury. Good start to the third quarter. Good start to the half. Why is there like a blue tint on the screen? Giddey tried to kick it to the corner to Okoro, but it was at the exact same time that Buzelis was cutting to the rim. He thought the pass was to him. He tries to intercept it. Obviously, the pass is a little bit off, and it ends up being a turnover. Anunoby, great outlet from Bridges to Anunoby for the easy dunk on the breakaway. And who was that subscriber? Who was that? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. David McGlorick Sr. What's up, David? Dave. My bad, not David. Dave. What's up, Dave? Appreciate you, Dave. Appreciate you. He said a lot more pace for the Knicks this game. Yeah, I mean, this is how they want to play. This is how they want to play. Sometimes they can get away from it. It's hard to break old habits. It's game 6, you know. So you don't want to get too crazy. You don't want to get too crazy about the Knicks on a night-to-night basis. You just want to see constant improvement. You want to see them, like Chi said earlier, build an identity. I think you take notice of what the identity is in terms of they want to smartly get out and run. You don't want to just impulsively run on every single possession. DVR 50-50. What's up, DVR? I'm in this B-word mixtape. Let's cook, chef. Appreciate the self-censorship, DVR. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a good night, man. James Cook Fair said Nick should have traded Mitch and side harvesting. I don't know what the second part of that means, James, but I don't know what side harvesting is about. Also, let's refresh our stream. Sometimes we fall behind a little bit with the Gotham Sports app. Not the greatest streaming service, but it's the best we can do right now. I might find a way to get a better way to stream it, but as of right now, we're stuck on the Gotham Sports app. Oh, I think he means Harnstein. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. It did not matter. They offered Harnstein the most amount of money they possibly could. Whether they traded Mitchell Robinson or not did not impact whether or not they were going to bring back Harnstein. They were trying to bring back Harnstein. They were limited on the amount of money they could offer him based off of the CBA, not based off of their cap situation. And so Isaiah Hartenstein just decided to be a Benedict Arnold. And again, there's this blue tint on the stream. What is going on? Looks ugly. Trey Jones coming off the Vooch screen, up top to Giddey for a deep straightaway three, well short. Takes an awkward bounce out of bounds, and the ball will go back to the Knicks here. Chef Almighty, what's up, Chef? From one chef to another. We need them 20-plus points ahead for the Knicks. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Brunson has it on the right wing, coming to his left. Gets it over to Towns. Towns in the mid-post. Down the lane. Puts up the lefty hook. Can't get it to go. McBride there for the offensive rebound. Kicks it out the Bridges. Extra pass to Anunoby. Pass fake. And then Okoro fouls Anunoby. Another foul on Isaac Okoro. Every time they cut away from that first camera, it goes back to regular coloring. And then when they go back to the overview camera of the regular camera shot of the game, it goes back to this ugly blue tint. It's really ugly. They get it into Towns up top. Knicks still holding on to this 9-point lead, 65-74. Both teams with their starting lineups out there. Obviously, Robinson is out. McBride is in. Get it out to Towns. Towns extra pass to Bridges. A straightaway three from Mikal Bridges. And he gets it to go down. There you go, Mikal Bridges. Yes, sir. His first made three of the night. And that blue tint is back. Get it over to Jones. Up top to Vooch. Back to Giddey. Giddey being guarded by Anunoby. Coming to his right off the Vooch screen. Driving it down. Towns in drop. Giddey goes to the floater and he knocks it down. Robinson is back on the bench. He's out there with a little flex band stretching out the ankle. Towns has it up top being guarded by Vooch. Hands it off to Anunoby. Anunoby coming to his right. Down the lane. Shoves it inside the Bridges. Bridges with the reverse layup. And he gets it to go past Vucevic. Nice pass from OG to Bridges. I like to see the wing-to-wing connection there. Cross court to Pat Williams. Up top to Vooch. Now over to Giddey. Giddey on the right wing. Coming to his left off the Vooch screen. Driving it down. Mid-range pull-up jumper. They're going to give that to him. Long rebound out to Vooch. As Giddey missed the pull-up three. The pull-up mid-range jumper. Get it out to Jones. Coming to his left off the screen. Gets to the middle of the lane. Puts up the floater. And he gets it to go down. So Brunson's going to bring it down the other way as the Knicks hold on to a 10-point lead here. And I never restarted the timer. We got 7:40 to go here. Bridges on the left wing coming to his right. They shovel it out to Anunoby, but he gets fouled by Vucevic. Eamon Owens, what's up, Eamon? Brittany Kelly said, wait, do you think Robinson not coming back? I do think he's coming back. He's on the bench. He's stretching out the ankle with the little rubber band. I do think he would come back. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. Shamit and Josh Hart coming to the game for, I believe, is that Brunson and Bridges? Who's out there for the Knicks right now? Josh Hart, Karl Anthony Towns, Brunson, Anunoby, and Shamit. Brunson has it up top, coming to his left off the Towns screen. Pocket pass to Towns, rolling to the rim, and he gets a free run to the basket. Nice pick and roll between Brunson and Towns. Back up to 12 here. Vooch up top to get it over to Pat Williams. Pat Williams on the right wing. Driving it down against Towns, leans in, kicks it out. Giddey, an open three, gives it up inside the Vooch. Vooch kicks it back out to Pat Williams. He's been off all night long, but he knocks that one down straight away. Brunson on the right wing, attacking Giddey. Down the lane, kicks it up top, Josh Hart. Can you respond, Big Josh? Comes up short on it, long rebound back out to Hart. Hart kicks it out to Brunson, open three for him. And Jalen Brunson on the catch and shoot, knocks down the open three, getting the 3 points right back. And a timeout for the Chicago Bulls with just under 7 minutes to go here. 6:55 exactly. Brittany Kelly said, I need one more rebound. I think he's going to come back into the game, Brittany, but I can't be, for sure. I can't be positive on that one. I said, you hear about all the flexibility exercises Wemby does with his feet and ankles. He knows what's up with big men and feet. Yeah, I mean, that's also a guy who grew up very, and this is not a negative thing. He has a negative connotation, but that's somebody who grew up very privileged. He knew he was going to be groomed to go to the NBA and play professional basketball, and so from a very young age, made sure his family made sure he had access to some of the best trainers and physicians and all of the things. And, he took it very seriously. And he put in the work and to make sure that he could stay as healthy as possible, knowing that he was going to knowing that he had already this freakish size and he was going to continue to grow. Most 7-footers don't have that luxury. What I am happy to hear Kinhara is that he did have access to that things and he took full advantage of it. That's always great to hear, right? He didn't rest on his laurels. He didn't just say, well, I'm going to grow to be super big, so I'm going to be good. He was like, no, I have access to these things and I'm going to make sure that I take advantage of them to get the most out of my career as possible. Tutaki said, Exterior buckets is not going to cut it. Come on, lock it down. Chicago's good, man. You got to have respect for your opponents. Got to be able to have respect for your opponents. Here we go. We're back into it. Kevin Huerter is in the game. Coming to is right off the stagger screen. Josh Hart switches onto him. They get it over to Giddey. Giddey over to Vucevic. Right baseline in the post now. Bagging him down. Josh Hart digs down, comes up with a steal. Pushing it the other way. Hit ahead to Shamit. Shamit shows it out to Anunoby. Anunoby driving to his left. Kicks it out to Hart. Curling out around to his right. Throws up the floater over Okoro. Can't get it to go. Josh Hart fighting for his rebound. Can't get it to stay. And Mike Brown and the Knicks coaching staff are going to use a challenge here. Brittany Kelly said you need McHale to get 9 more points as well. McHale, well, he's subbed out of the game now, but I think McHale might got you. She said Knicks -7 under cap, +2 threes. JB 26.5 points, almost there. I said all these guys have resources at the pro level. They all need to do that stuff. That's already when you have like a grown man or close to a grown man's body. He didn't do that when he became a pro. He was doing that from a very young age, is what I'm saying. That is not when the stress starts to add up. That's when the stress falls over the cliff, and that's when you start having the foot issues. But having access to that as a young kid as you're growing is when it's most important to put the work in for all of that stuff. I'm sure once they become pros, they also start doing things like that. But it's not nearly as effective as when your body is growing and going through those changes. So off of Kevin Huerter. Good challenge from Mike Brown. Ball should remain with the Knicks. They'll get a challenge back. Isaiah Gardner said, I like how McHale was holding OG accountable to get back. I agree with you. It was a great moment, Isaiah Gardner. Mikal Bridges hustled back and caused the first initial miss, but there were 2 Bulls there and not a single Knick there with them. And Mikal Bridges, Mike Brown calls a timeout to say that to the team. But before he can say that to the team, Mikal Bridges is yelling at his teammates like, y'all got to get back. If I'm going to hustle my butt off and force the initial miss, I need somebody here to battle for that loose ball and not just give them the open layup, because then what the hell am I hustling back for? Isaiah Gardner said, I saw it on Twitter. Yeah, it was a good moment. It was a good moment, Isaiah. It was for sure a good moment. And it's going to take moments like that throughout the year to hold each other accountable. Brunson and Bridges were the only 2 players to hustle back on that possession. Angela Hart said, come on, stop wasting time. It's Knicks ball. Let's go. There needs to be a timer on these challenges, man. This is not especially on out-of-bounds challenges. How is this difficult? You look at the replay, you see who hit it last, you try to watch every single angle. It should take no more than 2 or 3 minutes. It's one play. Utah said, I think a lot of teams are going to come strong in the Knicks with so many anointed them finals contenders. Yeah, I talked about this in... inconclusive evidence to overturn the call. I think that's the first time I've ever heard a referee say that. That is just lazy refereeing. How is that inconclusive evidence when it hit Kevin Huerter's knee? I saw it on the replay. You didn't see it on the replay? Oh, nah, these officials might never ref as a crew together in the NBA together. I said, you never know. Maybe the refs had Bulls money line. You never know, man. You never know. Mark said Mitch is back. I'm trying to tell y'all. Little sprained ankle, little roll real quick. He didn't fully sprain it. He just rolled it real quick, which hurts and isn't great. Giddey down the lane, knocks down a floater over Anunoby. Giddey has knocked down these awkward floating shots over good contest all night long. You might have to live with that, but you might also have to adjust the way you're doing that. Brunson behind the back pass to Towns. He wasn't ready for it. Josh Hart able to save it. Kicks it out to Towns. Towns has it. Being guarded by Giddey and then gets fouled by him. Kane said, okay, the refs are fixed. I can't argue with that. Kinahara, off of that one right there, because that was very obviously, in my opinion, off of Kevin Huerter's knee. Like, you saw it, I saw it, we all saw the replay, and then they said inconclusive evidence. And there's my man Mitchell Robinson back in the game for Towns. That's a good sign. Brittany, you might get that rebound. Actually, you are going to get that rebound. If Mitch is back in the game, he's going to grab at least one board. They get it into Shamit. They get it back to Brunson. Brunson will dance with it off a Robinson screen. We're under 6 minutes to go here. Huerter switches out on the Brunson. Brunson, little fall-away jumper at the foul line, gets it to go. There you go, JB. I forgot to give Giddey his floater as well, so it's 86-74, still a 12-point game. They get it over to Tre Jones up top, being guarded by Brunson. He goes under the screen, gets it out to Huerter. Back over to Tre Jones. Tre Jones is going to spot up and shoot the three. He can't get down on the go. Josh Hart comes flying in for the rebound. Vintage Josh Hart performance here tonight, and then gets fouled by Vucevic as he's driving it down. The Knicks are in the bonus already, so Josh Hart's going to get 2 free throws out of it. You'll love to see it, y'all. You'll love to see it. Sagboy Quan, what's up, Sagboy? Do you think he'll get a free throw? Who? Do I think who's going to get the free throw? Isaiah Gardner said, you know what's crazy, Sheppy? Knicks were 5-5 in 10 games with Tibbs last year with Cat. Knicks always start slow for the season. I've been telling people this, Isaiah Gardner. I've been telling people this. They started the year last year 5-5. They were 6-5 through their first 11 games. That is the stat I've been telling people. They were a 500 team for the first month of the season. And people are freaking out over 5 games into the season. I need some people to relax. Sagboy Quan said, Mitch, do I think Mitch is going to get some free throws? With 5.5 to go here in the third and the Knicks are in the bonus, I think there's a pretty decent chance of it. Now, will he hit those free throws? Probably not. Probably not. Josh Hart does knock down both free throws. Thank you for knocking down your free throws, Big Josh. Tre Jones up top, coming to his left, hands it off to Giddey. Giddey coming to his right off the Vucevic screen, pulls it back, sprays it over to Jones. Jones quick crossover, inside to Vooch, back out to Giddey. Giddey being guarded by Robinson, back to Vooch. Vooch in the high post, mid post, being guarded by Hart, backing him down. Picks up his handle, cross-court pass over to Jones. Bridges, good closeout. Jones driving it down, reverse lay for him over Bridges. Gets it to go. That's just a good drive and finish from Tre Jones right there. I would like Bridges to not close out as hard and just dare Tre Jones to shoot it, even if he's starting off the year excellently shooting that three. But Robinson with the offensive rebound can't get the putback dunk to go. Come on, Big Mitch. We needed it. Here comes Pat Williams pushing it the other way. Out to Tre Jones. Tried to get it over to Giddey. Giddey feeds it over to Vooch. Vooch smokes the layup. It's still a loose ball. Giddey able to recover it. Y'all got to get that rebound. Josh Hart holding that finger. They get it over to Tre Jones. Driving it down against Robinson. Leans in. Gets the lefty layup to go. Josh was too preoccupied with his finger. Not a good look there. They cut it down to 10 again. Why is my score so off all the time? 10-point game right now. Brunson on the left wing. They show 2. Gets it out to Bridges. Bridges being guarded by Huerter. Hands it off to Josh Hart. Josh Hart on the right wing, being guarded by Huerter now. Gets it over to Robinson in the high post. Robinson hands it off to Shamit. Shamit curling off. Gets it over to Josh Hart. Pump fakes. Driving it down. Josh Hart to the rim. Gets the layup to go just as the shot clock expires. The Knicks use every single ounce of that 24-second clock and still got the layup out of it. 90-78 now. The Knicks are in the bonus. 4:10 to go here in the third quarter. Giddey has it up top. They get it over to Vooch. Vooch in the high post being guarded by Robinson. Vooch driving to his left, spins to his right, gets it stolen by Brunson. Excellent defense from Robinson and Brunson there. Brunson over to Bridges. Bridges a pull-up 3, and Bridges knocks us down in transition, baby. There it is. There it is. The push and the finish. 15-point lead for the Knicks here has opened up. And then I believe Josh Hart fouls Giddey out on the perimeter. Going to slow it down for a second there. Kay Hayes said JB pulled Deuce's move. Yes, he did. He came in, took it right out of the hands of Vucevic there. Vucevic, once you turn your back once or twice there, kaputs. That should allow guards like Brunson, like Deuce McBride, who's really good at it. Even Bridges and Anunoby are good at it, of digging down, slapping at the ball. As a big man, once you put it down on the floor, should be wraps for you. Tre Jones has it up top. Gets it out to Buzelis. Buzelis back to Jones, being guarded by Robinson on a switch. Driving to his right, Bridges picks him up. Hits Herder cutting to the rim. Shamit and Brunson, miscommunication there. I guess they didn't know if they were switching or not, but Herder ends up with a wide open layup. Good cut and finish and pass from the Bulls there. Good offense. Brunson up top. They show a double team, sprays it over to Bridges. Bridges has it up top. Bulls do a good job of recovering. Bridges coming to his right. Tries to get it over to Shamit, who is fading out the three-point line. Pat Williams with the steal, driving it down, and a foul on Jalen Brunson. Going to send Pat Williams to the foul line for 2 free throws. Brunson is upset. He wants the jump ball call, but he's not going to get it. Mark said JB had all ball. What happens when you challenge an out-of-bounds call early in the third quarter? And the refs cheat you out of it. Brunson did have all ball in that. Should have been a jump ball. Like I said, these officials have missed a couple of calls so far tonight. A couple of calls. Pat Williams knocks down the first. Got one more coming. Deuce McBride subs in. And Anunoby subs in. Brunson and Josh Hart sub out. James Cookfair said, it's a little early, kids. Wake me up after 30 games. Very fair, James. Very fair. I tend to be more on your side. Mitchell Robinson also subbing out. Come on. Keep Mitch out there. Keep Mitch out there. Towns coming in for Mitch. Pat Williams knocks down both free throws, giving them cutting the lead down to 11. So we're out there with McBride, Hart, Bridges, Towns, and Anunoby. Bridges has it on the right wing. Swing through to his right, has it in the mid-range. Cross-court pass, McBride, left corner three, line me up. Deuce McBride, yes, sir. The three-point shots continue to rain down tonight, and this is the offense. This is the offense. Up top to Jalen Williams to get it over to Herder. Herder being guarded by McBride. Over to Jones, back to Herder. Herder driving it down, pulls it back out, steps back for a three. Now over to Jones. Jones up top. Back to Herder. Herder driving to his right, spins to his left. Good help from Anunoby. Good cut from Jones. Stops, turns, spins. McBride there. He goes up, gets swatted out of there by Towns. Great defense from McBride. Towns with a great block on the help side. Over to Josh Hart. Josh Hart driving it down, spins to the rim. Righty layup. Got me to go, Josh. Yes, sir. Wake me up, big dog. Wake me up, Josh Hart. We knew you were going to be ready. We knew you were going to be ready tonight. I didn't even give the Knicks their three, and now the two here. It's 98-82, 16-point lead for the Knicks. Trey Jones kicks it out to Herder. Herder on the right wing being guarded by Hart. Herder up top to Buzelis. Buzelis being guarded by Bridges. He spots up for a deep three over Bridges. He's going to dare him to shoot that. He's going to live with that all night long, even though Buzelis did knock down that three. Great shot from him. But Mikal Bridges and the Knicks will live with a deep 30-footer from Buzelis and half-court offense all night long. Towns has it, gets it over to Bridges. Bridges on the right wing, attacking off the bounce, kicks it out to Anunoby. He's going to line up a three. He's trying to get onto the action, and he does! And he does! I'm trying to tell y'all. The Knicks can't miss so far. 16-point lead for the Knicks here. Herder has it up top, being guarded by Hart. They get it over to Jalen Smith, hands it back off to Herder. Herder steps back. Good closeout. Cross-court pass to Pat Williams. He swings through to his left, down the lane, mid-range pull-up jumper. He gets the nice soft bounce off the front rim. He gets to go down. Good move there from Pat Williams. McBride's going to bring it down the other way. He has it up top to get it over to Towns. Towns is going to look to attack Jalen Smith off the bounce. Just bullies his way to the basket, draws the foul, can't get the layup to go, but he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. They can't guard you, big cat. You too big. You too strong. You too talented. Take him right to the rim. My man did not eat his Wheaties this morning. Take him right to the basket, get some layups out of it. DCO Love, my man. He said, isn't this the Boston Celtics offense? Take 73 pointers. If you hit on, you win. It is not, because the Knicks are taking about 43 pointers a night, a little bit more than that, which is just kind of what you do in the league. You take a lot of three-pointers. The Knicks were playing Stone Age basketball under Tom Thibodeau, not shooting enough three-pointers. There's a balance. There is a balance. The Celtics tip the scales far too side to the other way. You know, I love when people are like, that's how the Celtics lost last season against the Knicks, shooting too many threes. And it's like, that's also how they won the championship the season before that, shooting a ton of threes. You know? Like, there is a balance. There is a balance. Towns knocks down both free throws as the Knicks as a team remain perfect from the foul line. Giddey bringing it down against Anunoby. Giddey has it up top, coming to his left off of the stagger screen. Gets it up top to Trey Jones. Anunoby jumped it. It's a loose ball. Anunoby beats Trey Jones to it for a two-handed slam. OG, wrecking havoc defensively. Too big, too strong, too long. I'm going to jump the passing lane. I'm going to get my layups out of it. I'm going to get my easy baskets. 18-point lead for the Knicks. Push it to 20. 1 minute to go. Hit ahead. Okoro driving it down. They not worried about him. Okoro has it up top. Good ball denied from Anunoby on Giddey. Okoro's going to attack Towns one-on-one. That's what we want. Goes up. Gets blocked again. Big Towns down low, bringing the defense. Giddey has it on the right wing, being guarded by McBride. He's giving up a lot of size. He's going to back him down. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Oh, my goodness, Giddey. I didn't know he had that kind of mid-range game to him. Just rose up and shot it over McBride. Like I said, McBride's a good defender, but when you give up size, you give up size. McBride attacking, crosses over, mid-range pull-up jumper, knock me down. Can't get it to go. Come on, Deuce. The mid-range shot has been off for Deuce McBride to start the year. I normally like McBride out of the mid-range, but he's missing that one. Shamet got his fingertips on the pass over to Jones, but it does make it out to Jones. Jones spinning it against Shamet. Tries to get it over to Okoro. Knocked out of bounds by nobody. They're going to say it's off of Okoro. I mean, Anunoby did jump the passing lane there. Good defense from him. But it's going to be off of Okoro, or is it going to be off of the Bulls? They have yet to make a determination. At least let us know what the determination is. James Cookfair said too many threes. The ghost of John Starks. It's not too many threes, brother. It's not too many threes. Y'all are just too familiar with Tom Thibodeau's Stone Age basketball. That is the issue. It is not too many threes. I'll tell you when they hit too many threes. When you get to around 55, that's too many threes. Brunson dancing with it against Buzella, spins to his left, down the lane, under the basket, kicks it out to a wide open Mikal Bridges. Line me up. Can't get it to go. Towns battling on the glass, and they can't save it, and that's going to be the end of the quarter. There would have been a spectacular end to the quarter if he could splash that three right there, giving them a 19-point lead. But here we are. Knicks holding on to a 16-point lead, 89-85. End of 36 minutes of basketball here tonight. We got 12 more minutes left to go. Here we are. Brittany Kelly said 6 more points for Bridges. We're on our way, Brittany. We're on our way. We're on our way. Hattie, my man Hattie, what's up? Let's go through it right now. Let's see if it is too many threes. Are you guys correct, or am I gaslighting you? The Knicks overall as a team have taken 31 threes. How is this too many three-point shots? 31 threes is too many to you guys on a night where they've hit 18 of them? Y'all are stuck in Stone Age basketball. What are you talking about? I thought I was going to come here and see like 45 through three quarters. You're telling me 31 three-point attempts is too many? Do you watch basketball? Do you watch NBA basketball in the big year of 2025? Come on, man. 31? You need to be averaging at least 40 in order to compete for a championship in modern basketball. You need to be able to spray that ball away from three-point range, or you are viable to lose the math game. If you don't shoot enough threes, you will lose based on math, right? The nerds have infiltrated sports. If you don't shoot enough threes, you will lose basketball games based on math. If you shoot too many threes, you are viable to lose games based off of variance. So there is a happy medium there. You need to be able to find it. It's there. 31 threes, they are right on pace to what they want to shoot. Y'all are exaggerators. I thought I was going to come here and see like 45 through three quarters. Too many threes. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. Keenar said, I admit I don't like that style. What style? What style? This is just basketball. They're not chucking threes. This is just regular basketball. 31 three-point attempts through three quarters is natural as for a good team. That is a perfectly fine three-point attempt number. Y'all got to start watching more basketball around the league. That is normal. Like I said, y'all have been suckered into Tom Thibodeau, Stone Age, we're only going to take 25 threes a game basketball. Yeah, said 10 a quarter when hitting them is perfect, and that gets you to 40. And Mike Brown, prior to the season, he said we want to be around 40. He said we want to be at least 40 plus. 40 is a good number. A little bit more than 40. 40 to 45, that range right there, right? Now, obviously, that other part that you said, is also a big portion of it. You can't get suckered into just chugging up shots if you're not hitting them that night, which is why you have Jalen Brunson to be able to play out of the mid-range, Towns to be able to play inside in the post. Anunoby misses a step back left corner three with the shot clock winding down, had to get it up. Okoro, cutting back door, beautiful pass from Giddey. Gets a layup out of it. Not the way you necessarily want to start the fourth quarter, but let's start off the right way here on this possession. We come out with McBride, Towns, Shamet, Clarkson, and Anunoby. Towns has it up top, hands it off to Clarkson. Clarkson at the foul line, leans in, puts up the low jumper, gets it to go. Good move from Clarkson. Good decision there. That is a very makeable shot for him. Giddey gets it over to Okoro. Okoro driving it down to the basket. Misses the righty layup over Clarkson. Good defense from Clarkson there. Okoro continues to struggle even at the rim. McBride has it up top. Coming out of the draft, he was like, well, at least he's a good slasher. Now he can't even do that. McBride up top to Clarkson. Clarkson sprays it over to Anunoby. Anunoby on the left wing. He's going to look to attack Giddey. Bully balling his way down the lane. Kicks out to Clarkson. Clarkson's got a lane. Scoop layup with the right hand. Got it to go. There you go, Jordan Clarkson. Taking up the space. Getting to the rim. Getting the nice scoop layup with the right hand. Giddey up top. They get it over to Okoro. They're going to dare Okoro to shoot. He doesn't want to. Gives it up to Javon Carter. Deep in the left corner for three. Good contest from McBride. Towns with the rebound off the miss. McBride off the hit ahead. Up top to Towns now. Towns pump fakes. Driving it in. Putting his head down. Attacking to the rim. Lefty layup. Can't get the layup to go. And now we're pushing the other way for the Bulls. Giddey up top as Towns hit the floor. It's a 5-on-4. Up top to Giddey. Giddey cross court to Carter. Extra pass to Okoro. Again, they're going to dare him to shoot. And that time he makes them pay, knocking down the right corner three. Not bad defense there when it's 5-on-4. Anunoby gets it over to Towns. Towns has it up top. Towns coming to his left. Hands it off to Clarkson. Clarkson coming to his right. Gets it over to Shamet, deep left corner three. Landry Shamet getting in on the action. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Landry. Yes, sir. Giddey has it on the right wing, up top to Jalen Smith. Getting those 3 points right back from Okoro. Javon Carter steps back over to Smith. Now to Giddey. Coming to his left off the Jalen Smith. Handoff. Down the lane. Flips it up with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Towns does a good job tipping it out. McBride picks it up. He's off and running. Going to pull it back out now. Gets it over to Shamet as the trailer, wide open for a three. Line me up, Landry Shamet, back-to-back threes, and it's a party out there, y'all. 21-point lead for the New York Knicks has opened up exactly what we wanted to see in the second half here. Took them a little bit, but started the fourth quarter, and we're off and running. My man, James Sumler, yes, sir. Mark said, boom, yes, sir. Boom, here we go. Citizen X, what's up, Citizen X? Knicks over Bulls, discuss. There ain't nothing to discuss because it's just facts, Citizen X. It's just a fact of life. It don't matter what the records say right now because come at the end of 82, we going to be there and they're not going to be there. Come playoff time, we going to be here, they're not going to be there. That is a fact. Karen reminded people to the like button. I appreciate you, Karen, because you know I will always forget. If you're in here enjoying the show so far, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Not only do we do every single Knicks game, but we will do NBA games all around the league on off nights when the Knicks are not playing. We are live Monday through the weekend. We will be live for every single Knicks game as well as other ones. Ari50, what's up, Ari? Knicks play fire at home. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Now, they are winless on the road, 0-3 on the road, but after tonight, they will continue to maintain to be 3-0 at home, undefeated at home, which is fantastic, Hip Hop said that's what Shamet has to do. That is his whole vibe. That's his whole shtick here in the NBA. You are a knockdown three-point shooter, my man. Knock down those threes. Hattie said boasting and toasting. Yes, sir. Getting our Clyde on, for sure. Chef Almighty said, are you going to be doing the Lakers game? Not tonight. Not tonight. The issue with doing late West Coast game, Chef, is that I work in the morning, and so I can't stay up late into the night doing the West Coast game. So, unfortunately, West Coast teams usually get the short end of the stick here on the channel, except for on nights where, maybe I got the day off or it's a weekend or something. But usually West Coast teams are screwed here on the channel. Angela Harding said, we are on fire. Let's keep it this way. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's keep it this way. Let's keep the party going. Let's keep the fun going. Absolutely. Hattie said, Chevy has to do the latest night shift. Michael Rogers, what's up, Michael? The Knicks with a 21-point lead here. Don't squander it. Keep the momentum going. Don't allow a fake comeback from the Bulls. Don't have to exert more energy than you need to so far. You worked hard to build up this lead against a good Bulls team. So end it. Put them out of their misery here tonight. Tre Jones bringing it down against McBride. They come out with the same five. McBride, Anunoby, Shamet, Towns, and Clarkson. Giddey tries to feed it over to Herder. They save it, and Towns able to grab it. Good hustle from Clarkson. I really love what I've seen from Jordan Clarkson tonight. Hit ahead to Anunoby, driving it down against Herder. Leans in for the layup. Can't get it to go. A lot of contact, no foul call. Herder bringing it down the other way. Herder over to Giddey. Giddey up top. Spots up for a straightaway three. Giddey well short. Shoots up the air ball. Under 9 to go here in the fourth quarter. Yvette Passad, what's up, Yvette? They get it into McBride. McBride will bring it down against Tre Jones, full court pressure. I like that McBride was easily able to handle that. Coming to his left off a Towns screen. Tries to get it over to Towns. Tre Jones got his hand on it. Now over to Towns. 0 steps down the lane. He gets a nice dunk out of it. Okay, Towns showing some explosion off of the quad injury. There you go. Vucevic is back in the game along with Giddey, Tre Jones, Herder, and Buzelis. Jones up top, coming to his right off the Vooch screen. Cross-court pass to Herder. Left corner three for Herder. Good closeout from Shamet. Long rebound out to Giddey. Giddey has it up top. Guarded by Clarkson. Back in the corner to Herder. Another opportunity. Comes up short again. Good closeout again from Shamet. Shamet, extra pass. Clarkson, a right corner three. Too short, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Vooch able to grab it. And Tre Jones bringing it down the other way. McBride's going to pick him up. Knocks the ball loose. Tre Jones dives on it. Saves it. Gets it over to Herder. Down low to Buzelis. Through his fingertips. And out of bounds. And ball going back to the Knicks. Here we go. We're off and running. 7:50 to go. Mark said Cat has played a great game tonight. F the haters. Absolutely, Mark. Absolutely. We know what he's capable of. There's no need to overreact on a game-to-game basis. We can be upset about a game. McBride blows past the defense. Lefty layup over Buzelis. Got it to go. 25-point lead has opened up for the Knicks as we are starting to really explode out of the gates here to start the fourth. And the Bulls start to calm things down as on the fast break. Vooch gets a nice righty floater. Brunson and Josh Hart at the scores table now. Towns has it up top. Being guarded by Vooch. He's going to take him off the bounce. Crosses over down the lane. Off glass. Got it to go. Towns. Vintage Karl-Anthony Towns now taking the big man off the bounce. They have to close out hard to him out by the three-point line. And McBride fouls Giddey out on the perimeter, going for a steal. We're going to get Josh Hart and Brunson in the game. Do I have? I do. Let me blow my nose real quick. Oh man, y'all heard that? I thought I turned my volume off. My bad. I just blew my nose and right into everybody's ears. My apologies. Herder, over the top pass to him. Now didn't get it, but found its way to Giddey. Giddey spins in the lane and knocks down the little floater over McBride. Robinson is back in, hands it off to Brunson. Brunson up top, coming to his right. They show double team to Brunson. Cross court over the top pass to Josh Hart. A left corner three, line me up. Too strong, can't get it to go. Quick outlet to Herder. Herder's off and running. Herder attacking Clarkson off the bounce. Good defense from Clarkson. Stay in the mud. They swing it around to Buzelis. Buzelis a deep left corner three, and he knocks it down. Buzelis, that is a nice looking jump shot. Very confident looking stroke right now. Playing well. I said, baby, my bad, y'all. My bad. Who missed that shot? Brunson. Josh Hart fighting for it. Saves it, but Herder's able to grab it. And now the Bulls are pushing the other way, and they have numbers. Herder hands it off to Vooch. Vooch up top, gets it over to Jones. Knicks do a good job getting back on defense. Jones attacking now. Clarkson off the bench. Scoop layup, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. And Vucevic with the tip up and in. The Knicks couldn't corral it. And a timeout from Mike Brown and the Knicks. Want to talk a couple of things over as the lead is now down to 18. Don't want to give them any space here to come back halfway through the fourth quarter. End is strong. End is strong. David, what's up, David? In the new NBA, is Hart a liability because of his three-point shooting versus his energy? As he gets older, as he's dealing with injury, David, I would say yeah. I would say yeah. You know, when Josh Hart is healthy and explosive and feeling good and ready to go, he is still extremely effective, as he's shown tonight. I mean, just quickly looking at what he's put up tonight, he's got 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists off the bench. Phenomenal night from Josh Hart. This is exactly what we thought we would get from Josh Hart this season. 5 for 9 from the floor. He hit a 3, 7 boards, 3 assists. He's doing Josh Hart things out there. He's played fantastically. Versus the other night, he had 0 points. He took 1 shot. He grabbed 1 rebound. Clearly, something was off with Big Josh. Tonight, he's playing much better. All it means is that you need to limit. You need to play around Josh Hart. You need the game plan around Josh Hart. Even though he's on your own team, you need the game plan around him in the sense that you want him out there with as much shooting and playmaking as possible. You want him out there with good, intuitive, smart defenders like Anunoby, like Robinson, guys like that, to kind of shore up some of his off-ball defensive mishaps. But if he's good at taking up space and closing the space and then getting into the lane and making something happen, but if you have him out there with like Mitchell Robinson and maybe a Yabusele, maybe if guys aren't shooting threes well that night and the paint is starting to collapse a little bit, or Towns is hanging out too much inside the paint and he's not hanging outside the three-point line, like you essentially have to play him as a center offensively and as a guard or a wing defensively. So it's just about game planning properly around him, but he can be a liability if you don't have him in the right circumstance. Arce Buzelis can play. Yes, he can. What does he have tonight? 14? He only averaged 8 points per game last year as a rookie. He's already doubled it this season, averaging around 16. Arce said, whoa, Phoenix over Spurs? All right, well, we're going to go around the league. We will go around the league in a second, y'all. Isaiah Gardner said, I think Brown found his bench rotations 2 times. Kolik didn't play, and Yabu barely got any minutes. Yeah, I mean, look, man, when you need wins, I'm going to go to the guys who are playing the best. And I'm not, like, you have to be able to earn your minutes here. You have to be able to earn your minutes here. Deadskin Nation said Yabu's unplayable, horrible pickup. We'll see how it continues to play out. But if he continues to not be great, not be very good, not be very effective, they will make a move. They won't hold him on the roster just taking up space. Gershon Yabusele was fantastic last year for the 76ers. He was fantastic this summer. Maybe it's just about finding a rhythm, finding a rotation on this team, in this system. That I think he will. But if he doesn't, expect the trade. Expect the trade come the deadline. Move on from Yabusele and bring in somebody who fits in better with this team. Brunson feeds it into Towns in the post. Take it back out to Brunson. Brunson's going to put up the 3 on a good closeout from Trey Jones. He did not care. Giddey has it, bringing it down off the good outlet from Herter. He's going to Euro step down the lane, gets caught in the air, kicks it out to Buzelis. Buzelis up top to Vooch. They run him off the line. Driving it down, loses the handle, picks it back up, puts up the floater, and gets it to go over Bridges. 9-0 run for the Bulls here. Brunson has it on the left wing. It's down to 16. Come on, Knicks. Don't let him even get it closer to 10. Josh Hart cross-court pass over to Clarkson. Clarkson coming to his right. Down the lane, Euro stepping. Loses the handle. Saves it into Brunson somehow. Brunson going to pull it back out with shot clock winding down. Half spin off of Jones. Drives it down and gets fouled. He's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. My goodness. You want to talk about explosion. Jalen Brunson just lulled Trey Jones to sleep. I don't even know, as I kick my green screen, I don't even know if I could replicate that. Brunson was going along the baseline. He's a lefty, so I'm going to do it with my left. Pulls it back out as they showed the trap. Half spun and whoop, exploded. My goodness, an explosion there off the pivot. Joseph Weldon, what's up, Joseph? Yabu is just tired and played all summer. Yeah, I would think that he's going to get better as the season goes on. But if he doesn't, I would expect this front office, knowing that this is a championship or bust season, to go out and make a move and bring in somebody who is much better for this organization and this team. If it doesn't work out. Brunson does knock down the first free throw. As the Knicks remain perfect as Brunson knocks down both from the foul line as a team. They have yet to miss a free throw tonight. They knew the assignment. Giddey bringing it down, coming to his right. Up top to Vucevic, sprays it over to Jones, taking the baseline. Coming down the lane, draws the foul. He's going to go to the foul line with 2 free throws, returning the favor, getting to the foul line. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth. I said Yabu needs to slim down a tad. I don't know if he necessarily needs to slim down per se, but I do think maybe his conditioning needs to get better. Maybe that's obviously tied together, maybe. But, I don't know. I don't know what to say about Yabu. He only played 1 stint in the first half, didn't he? But, like a lot of you guys came in tonight, and I didn't necessarily agree, but I definitely see where you guys are coming from in terms, and I know most of you guys were joking, like of this being a must-win game, after a 3-game losing streak here, it is a little bit of a must-win game, right? In terms of keeping the vibes, keeping the positivity up and whatnot. But in that scenario, you're going to play your best players who are playing the best. You're going to play your best players who are playing the best, and you're not going to take a ton of chances in terms of playing Yabusele and Kolek and guys who have been a little bit up and down here. You're going to play your guys to win the basketball game tonight, and that's what Mike Brown did. Like I said, he's been experimenting to start the year, and I think guys have conflated that with this is how he's going to coach, this is his coaching style, and I don't think it is. I think he is experimenting and seeing what works and what doesn't work. And maybe Yabusele doesn't work. Maybe. Deadskin Nation said Yabu for Tari Eason rumors probably real. I don't think that's real. I don't know why Houston would want Yabusele if he's not working out with the Knicks. Why would he work out with the Rockets? Tari Eason is extremely important to what Houston does with their rebounding and their athleticism and their defense. Yabusele does not bring that. I don't see a world where Eason is traded for Yabusele at all. Giddey fires a 3, can't get it to go. Buzelis can't get the tip. Josh Hart does rip away the rebound. He shot out of a cannon, hit ahead to Anunoby. He's going to spot up for a 3. Can't get it to go. Buzelis with the rebound. Maybe you don't have to launch up a bunch of threes, OG, here with, in the fourth quarter. A pull-up 3 for Vucevic. Can't get it to go. Giddey comes flying in for the rebound, but he's out of bounds when he grabs it, so the ball's going to go back to the Knicks. Just a hit ahead there in transition. Maybe just eat up that space and attack. Maybe don't have to settle for the jump shot. Kinahara said, I would do that in seconds. Why would Houston want that? That's what I'm saying, Kinahara. Like, yeah, I would do that deal for Eason, but why would Houston want Yabusele for Eason? Eason's awesome. Anunoby attacking out of the top, blows right past Herter, down the lane, gets stripped by Herter. Anunoby frustrated at the officials as Herter slapped down. Official saying he got all ball. It's been a very physical game. Just that said, we need an enforcer or a hard body goon type in the lineup. I think you meant IMO, in your opinion. Could Cat ever toughen up? I think Cat's plenty tough. Playing through injury, doesn't back down against any challenge. I think you guys just want a different personality out of Towns. I think you want one of those fake tough guys, but the NBA doesn't have tough guys anymore, man. Fight for the loose ball. The Bulls able to get it after Brunson missed 3. You guys are like living in 90s basketball where there were fake tough guys everywhere. You don't need fake tough guys in 2026 anymore. You need skilled basketball players to win a championship. Right? Who were the tough guys on that? As Towns, home run pass to Anunoby's going to get the easy dunk at it. Easy layup. He doesn't get the dunk. He gets the layup. Beautiful pass. As the Knicks are up by 18, right? We're not even really calling the game anymore. Now we're talking about basketball. But Trey Jones gets to the rim and gets the easy layup out of it. 31 assists for the Knicks tonight. Brunson bringing it down. Going past the Bulls defense. Kicks it out to Josh Hart. Wide open right corner 3. They're going to dare him to shoot. He misses that one in the right corner. Home run pass to Trey Jones. The Knicks don't get back on defense. And Trey Jones gets blocked by Anunoby. There you go. Brunson picks it up. Josh Hart's going to slow it down a little bit here. 2:48 to go. We're under 3 here. Brunson has it up top. That's exactly what Bridges was asking the team to do previously. Bridges held up Trey Jones just enough. Anunoby gets the chase down block, and the Knicks were able to secure possession here. Brunson down the lane, throws up the floater, comes up short. Fight for the rebound. Giddey's able to grab it. He's off and running. He's got an open lane, one man to beat in Bridges, and he gets the lefty layup to go over him. Oh, I gave 2 points to the wrong side. It's 111 to 125, a 14-point game here. Game's not over yet. Come on, Knicks. Come on. Brunson has it up top, being guarded by Tre Jones. Gets it over to Towns. Bad pass from Brunson. Giddey picks it off. He goes all the way to the rim for the layup. And a timeout from the Knicks and Mike Brown as it's down to 12. Come on, Knicks. Game should be over, but you're gonna make it a cardiac affair. Just that's it. Interesting that a lineup of rotating around injuries wins championships. Yeah. Alicia said, don't agree that the majority of the gifted basketball players are in this era. This is the most gifted era of basketball players for sure. I definitely agree with that. Amy Maturo with a membership. Appreciate you, Amy. Hope you're having a good time tonight, man. I appreciate your generosity. Thank you, Amy. Deadskin Nation said the 95 Knicks team was all enforcers, won 0 championships. Yeah. It was also a different era of basketball. It was 30 years ago. Isaiah Gardner said, if I'm the Knicks, I trade Yabu for Trey Murphy. I mean, if I'm the Knicks, I trade Yabusele for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Who says no? Mark said JB 30 bomb. JB is what? He does have 30. JB with 30 points. 5 boards, 3 assists. Bridges with 10 points, 5 boards, 9 assists from Mikal Bridges tonight. Towns with 5 assists. Anunoby with 4 assists. I mean, it's crazy. The Knicks have 31 assists tonight, and Brunson only has 3 of them because everybody's been moving the ball so well. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Dave De La Rosa. Del Rosario. My bad. Dave Del Rosario. Just put the real score on your screen to see it. You're putting late. I'm not putting it late. I'm putting it as I'm watching it live, my brother. You're watching a stream of me watching a stream, so it's going to be late. If you pause your game to sync it up with my game, that's why I have the score and the time up, so you can see exactly where I'm at. Not putting up late. This is exactly what the score is up on my screen. 125, 113. Brunson has it up top, coming to his right. Tre Jones guarding him. Brunson snakes through down the lane, draws the foul, gets the layup, and one for Jalen Brunson. His 4th 30-point game of the season. Going to the foul line for one more. Hattie said Mitchell probably get traded. I don't think so. I highly doubt it. There's not a single player you could trade Mitchell Robinson for that it will be more impactful to the Knicks than Mitchell Robinson. Right? He has no value with the injury history that he has. You're not going to get anything in return. Brightest Future said we need Oakley in the Garden. The opposing team will feel his presence. Keep Charles Oakley as far away from the New York Knicks as humanly possible. Dude's a weirdo and a creep and just kind of a jerk. Just that said, Chevy has deep NBA knowledge, y'all. I just watch basketball and I try to be as observant as possible. That's all it is. I don't know any more than any of you guys. Maybe a little bit more, because I watch a lot of basketball content. I watch a lot of content from people who know more basketball than me, and I just try to absorb as much knowledge as possible. I think that's highly valuable. When you have the internet available to you 24/7, because it's in your pocket at all times, you should probably utilize it to make sure you stay as informed as possible on things that you care about. And I care about Knicks, and I care about basketball. I'll try to stay informed on it. Brunson knocks down his and 1 free throws. The Knicks continue to remain perfect from the foul line as a team. Giddey down the lane off the cut. Can't get the layup to go. Good defense from Josh Hart to contest it. Towns with the rebound. Quick outlet to Brunson. Brunson will bring it down. 1:30 to go, and we are winding it down here. Brunson up top. Hands it off to Hart. Hart gets it back to Brunson. Brunson being guarded by Jones. Brunson coming to his right. A pull-up 3 for JB. Another one. Too strong. Can't get it to go. Vucevic secures the rebound, and now here comes Giddey. And a timeout from the Bulls. 1:12 to go here in the 4th quarter. Amy said, you played high school basketball. I played soccer and swimming. I did play high school basketball. I didn't play any other sports because I wanted to give all my time to basketball. But soccer and swimming, maybe not swimming, but soccer was always interesting. Always interesting. Always wanted to play soccer. Just, wasn't always a good time. Alicia Kohler said eat the clock as best as they can. I mean, 1:12 to go here, a little over a minute with a 15-point lead here is, they're obviously trying to get to the end of the game. Still got to be able to play good offense. to make sure that you don't just throw it away. I like that Mike Brown's not leading this timeout here. Got one of the assistants. I wish I knew who it was. One of the assistants leading the timeout, which is nice to see. Hattie said, you don't think Mitch will get traded if he can walk as a free agent and they get nothing in return? At least they can trade before they can get some value unless he stays. They wouldn't do that in a year in which they're competing for a championship unless they were getting proper value back for Robinson. And with his injury history and the fact that he's on load management this season, they're not going to get anybody back who's more valuable to the Knicks than Mitchell Robinson is to the Knicks. So I don't think that they are going to be able to trade him for a good player. If you're not able to trade Mitchell Robinson for a good player, then it's the same as just losing him for nothing at that point. So you might as well spend the year with Mitchell Robinson, try to bring him back next year, try to negotiate the fact that he is going to have to be load managed probably the rest of his career to be able to get a good contract for him. Javon Carter up top to, is that Julian Phillips driving it down? I don't think that's Phillips. That's Dalen Terry, misses the layup. Josh Hart with the rebound. Quick outlet to Shamet. Shamet on the left wing. Up top the Bridges. As Dadier, Diawara, and Kolek hop up off the bench. Bridges coming to his right. Spins, coming to his left. Up top to Anunoby. Going to dance with it. Crossover. Pulls it back. Loses the handle. Over to Bridges. Bridges. And it's a shot clock violation. 31 seconds to go. So we're going to get 31 seconds of the rookies. Some of the rookies. The one rookie and the second-year guys. Diawara, Dadier, and Kolek get into the game. Amy said, can I union? I wanted to buy other people memberships too, but I can't see how to do it. You don't have to do that, Amy, but if you wanted to, you could. How do you do it? I think it's the super chat function. Right? I think it's that. Shows like a $ image. And then you can do, or maybe not. I don't know how it works, Amy. Not entirely sure how it works. But I appreciate the effort. It's one of the buttons there. One of those buttons there. Okay, you said absolutely nothing. Yeah, you know. The Bulls are going to get a shot up here, and then the Knicks are going to, Dalen Terry bullies his way to the basket, misses the layup. Smith with the rebound. You know, then the Knicks are just going to wind down the clock. So Diawara and Kolek get out there to really not do much. Dalen Terry knocks down a three. Dadier will inbound it, and Kolek gets it over to McBride, and we're just going to wind down the clock, and that's going to be it. So the final score will be 116-128. It's either like the $ Amy, or it's, oh, there it is. Hey, you found it, Amy. Appreciate you. Thank you. Everybody give a nice thanks to Amy for sending out the 10 gifted memberships. I very much appreciate it, Amy. You didn't have to do all of that, but I very much appreciate your generosity. Sharon McLean, Big Mike, Christopher Smith, KCLMG Ace, V Harris, my man V Harris, Tay Cowboys, MBM, y'all got gifted a membership by Amy. Thank you, Amy. Very generous of you. But the Knicks pick up a victory. 128-116. Let's look at the box scores. We'll go around the league before we sign off. Let's go around the league before we sign off. 6 players in double figures. Big all your names are going to show up here and get popped. Appreciate y'all, man. Eric0215 said Knicks still stang. Go Sixers. I mean, Sixers are off to a hot start, so I'm going to let it slide, Eric. I'm going to let it slide till the Knicks and Sixers meet in the regular season. Nick Yak, thank you, Nick Yak, for coming out and hanging out with us here tonight. Deadskin Nation said all Draymond Green, super physical type guys, but no real shooters besides John Starks and the Charlie Ward somewhat. Yeah. I mean, different era. Let's look at the Knicks. Obviously, most important tonight so far for the Knicks. OG Anunoby put up 21. Karl Anthony Towns put up 20. Robinson did not score. Only played 13 minutes tonight. Obviously, rolled the ankle a little bit. Amy said, thank you, Sheffy. You've got more optimism about the Knicks than me, but you showed up well-dressed and with a stat board. Every single night, Amy, we will be here every single night for not only every single Knicks fan, for every single Knicks game, for as many other NBA games as humanly possible. I want to watch as much NBA basketball this season. We also have to make sure we document the season, because it is the season where the Knicks finally break their 50-plus year curse of not being able to win a championship. This is the championship year season for the Knicks, so we have to document as much as possible. But Brunson with the 31 points leading the way. He had 19 out of the first quarter. Daniel Perez with the subscription. Appreciate you, Daniel, man. Hope you're having a good time tonight. Thank you for that. Brunson with the 31 points. He was fantastic. Set the tone early. Everyone else picked it up after that. Bridges with only 10. I'm sorry, Brittany. You didn't get what you needed from Mikal Bridges, but he did move the ball around. 9 assists from Mikal Bridges. Was working on that double-double tonight. Off the bench, Yabusele only played 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4. In needing a victory tonight, Mike Brown went to a 9-man rotation. Kwame Robertson, appreciate you, Kwame. Shamet played 18, Josh Hart played 26, and McBride played 23. And these three guys, Jordan Clarkson played 18. These 4 guys right here were excellent off the bench tonight. McBride, who I would consider their 6th man, although Josh Hart is like, hey, man, don't forget about me with the 9 rebounds and 3 assists with the 14 points. I would consider McBride probably the 6th man of the team. Him and Josh Hart they're kind of the 6, 7. Depends on who's playing the best that night. We'll get the most minutes off the bench. But these 2 guys were fantastic and are going to be fantastic all season long. But even Deuce McBride, as the go-to backup guard off the bench, was the guy who scored the least amount of points. Shamet with 9 with 3 threes. Clarkson with 15 off the bench, and this is exactly what you want to see from Clarkson. We need his scoring off the bench. 3 for 6 from three-point range, 6 for 11 from the field overall. Josh Hart was 5 for 10. Shamet was 3 for 6, 3 for 3 from three-point range. McBride was 3 for 8, 2 for 4 from three-point range. So great night all around from all of the Knicks. It was fantastic to see. Finally, we got a good shooting night from the Knicks. In Game 6, they were 20 of 42 from three-point range. This is exactly where they want to get to as a team. Obviously, shooting about 50% from three-point range, 47.6, is higher than what they're going to shoot. But if you can get to around 43-point attempts, that's where Mike Brown wants to be at. It's a good distribution of your shot attempts. Most of these are open looks off of great ball movement. And so you're going to have to live with nights where you don't really have it in the regular season, because come playoff time, they will be perfectly fine hovering around this number, because you'll have times in the playoffs where you can just win off your three-point makes, but also on nights where you can't, you have 2 fantastic offensive dynamic players with Brunson and Towns who can hold your offense afloat if you are not shooting it well, right? So that is the vision. That is the vision. It's also nice when you shoot 22 for 22 from the foul line as a team. That's also very nice. 43 for 95 from the floor overall, 45% for the Knicks, which is obviously almost 50% as a team, which is great. With that being said, the Knicks play tomorrow against the Chicago Bulls, so we will be back here. The game tips off at 7:30, so we will be live at 7 o'clock to go through our pregame as always, y'all. As always. Kinar said, Cat is a 4, you just stay in a center. Yeah, you want to play him at center sometimes against certain matchups, but you do want him against another big. You do want him playing alongside another big for sure. So, I did hear about that Suns-Spurs game. So let's go around the league a little bit. Is Wemby playing? Because if not, then that makes more sense. But if he is, very interesting development. Wemby is playing. Only 2 points for Wemby after halftime? An off night for Victor Wembanyama? Oh, the Wonder Boy is getting stomped out a little bit. Wow. Okay. Interesting to see. Started Mark Williams, who I guess had some success against Wemby. Who else did they play? Who are the other bigs they're playing off the bench? Nick Richards. Also Iguodala. Interesting. Maybe it's just an off night for Wemby, but Gigi said, people talk about Draymond like he's that guy. Of course, you will be considered the guy when you're playing against 18 to 20-year-old boys. Why was Draymond a no-show against Artest? Because he knows how to pick his fights. He's going to pick his fights with guys who he knows who are not going to fight back against him. Right? There's a reason why he's, there's a certain type of player he goes after. But every other game is also finalized. So the Thunder remain undefeated, 7-0. Champions coming out looking to repeat this season. They've come out to a strong start. The 76ers dominated the Brooklyn Nets, 129-105. Quentin Grimes was fantastic tonight, 22, 7, and 13 for Q-Dot. Okay, Q-Dot. I do like seeing Quentin Grimes play well. It sucks he's not in a Knicks uniform. I blame Tom Thibodeau for that. But, you know, it is nice to see him playing well. 22.7 rebounds, 13 assists is a nice night for Quentin Grimes. The Hornets beat the Jazz. Okay, Jazz, 2-4 now after an impressive opening night victory against the Celtics. They are maybe who we thought they are. The Cavs beat the Hawks without Trae Young. Pretty close game without Trae Young. They're 4-3. The Hawks are 3-4. The Knicks improved to 3-3. Raptors beat the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies look rough with John Morant not looking happy. And then obviously the Knicks beat the Bulls tonight. We look at the standings real quick. Outside of the 76ers and the Bulls, every other team with the multiple losses. Pistons improved to 4-2. Heat are 3-2. Cavs are 4-3. Knicks are 3-3. Raptors 3-4. You know, teams finding their way as the season goes on. This is why you don't freak out at early start to the year. And then you get over to the Western Conference where San Antonio is going to suffer the first loss of the season and drop to 5-1. But outside of that, everyone else has already lost the game. Obviously, the Thunder remain undefeated. They may just go 82-0 this year. They may win 70 games. Oklahoma City seems pretty fantastic so far. So, like I said, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me here tonight. We will be live again tomorrow with another Knicks game as they take on the Wizards in the second night of a back-to-back. That will be interesting in their first back-to-back of the season. Cross Signal, appreciate you, Cross Signal. Nick Sun NYC, what's up, Nick Sun? Great game, Nick. Keep that energy, absolutely. So shout out to everybody for coming out tonight. Let's go to our final screen so I can give a shout out. I need to add all the new members. Shout out Amy for gifting all the new members. You will appear tomorrow in the new stream. But shout out to all the members who have supported the channel the last couple of months. Gasman, Bossman KP, Darren Michelle, Johnny NYC, Jose NYC, Johnny Miller, Jose NYC, Roger Giwa, OG Rue Susan, Miguelito Hernandez, Shaq Collins, James Stumler, Ellie Mooskov, El Tigre. Knicks will be 2026 champs. CP's True Mets Talk. Oh man, there's more. There's more. I'm gonna have to. Here we go. Hold on. We gotta shout out everybody. No. Here we go. David Miskelly and Mark. I'm going to have to adjust the size of this. Maybe make it a scroll so we can go through it and shout everybody out properly because we're going to have a lot more people to add. Thanks to Amy. Thank you yet again, Amy. You know, I said Spurs won't go 82-0, but 81-1 is still on the table for the Spurs. So, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Kinahara, K. Hazy, Amy, Chi-Chi, Cross Signal, Nixon, NYC, Kinahara, Deadskin Nation, Sharon McLean, K. Hazy, of course, MBM, Chi-Chi, Karen, of course. Appreciate you, Karen. Always remind people to hit the like button. But with that being said, good night, everybody. The Knicks pick up a victory. Remember to brush your teeth before bed. Stay hydrated and get a good night's sleep. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for hanging out with me here tonight. And I'm out. Good night, everybody. Bye.